Astros have got to be thrilled. You go through spring training, it's one thing. Only one start last year, and tonight for Brad Peacock, start number 69 in his career. Nice. And it's been a good one so far. And look at that, and he's at 69 pitches in start number 69.
Very nice.
All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. I never listen, I'm gonna listen. I wanna listen to the dumb zone.
Are we streaming today? Is this a live stream?
It's a live stream.
Or is this live to tape?
It's both.
Oh, okay.
Tape.
Hi, I'm Dan McDowell.
I'm Blake Jones.
No? No buy-in? Danny Bayless is also here with us. We have a big program today. We're out at a hotel. We're at the Lowe's something or other near the ballpark. It's our Rangers DZ day at the Dumb Zone day at the Rangers ballpark. Hundreds of folks have bought tickets and will join us in our section later this afternoon. I will be there till the very last pitch.
Mm-hmm.
Of the first inning.
I will absolutely make sure it's an official game.
Okay.
How about that? That's my vow to you. On today's program, we have to talk about our Business Wednesday endeavors. We have Emily Jones going to show up. Dave Raymond is afraid to face the tough questions, so he's clearly hiding something. Blake has a story, he says, so if that's a tease that keeps anybody tuned in, I don't know.
2 people actually just left.
Blake has a story.
But a man at the top of my Griffey list. You know what the Griffey list is?
Yeah.
The Griffey Bonds list?
I do.
It's Ken Griffey. I've thought he's the most pure, wonderful, natural athlete I've ever seen. He's a gazelle. He doesn't stretch, right? Everything's perfect about him. And if I had found out he was on steroids at some point, that would crush me. Crush my little boyhood love of Ken Griffey Jr. Barry Bonds. Oh, you found out? You think he does stare? Oh, okay, yeah, of course he does. His head is 8 times bigger than it was when he was a rookie. So along that line, we have the same thing: a Griffey Bonds rating on guys that get busted for, let's say, Me Too, or a guy. Let's say Jake is not here again. What if you heard at the end, wildly speculation, it was, he was actually busted for a meth lab and he's kind of gone away. Everybody all right. I mean, it's Jake.
Right.
He's a dirtbag. It's not a shock. But if this next man who's sitting next to me was, that would ruin my whole world. He's pure as the driven snow. He is Jared Sandler of the Texas Rangers.
So when I got arrested, that didn't change your opinion of me? I overcame that?
No. You were a hardened criminal, but the system worked. It reformed you. You came out a better man.
15 hours. Bear County. You remember that, Danny? You were a part of this.
I was?
Yeah, because you started the night by sending us to a bar. I want to say it was called Logan's.
He was arrested in San Antonio.
You remember
Is it the place that's near downtown?
Maybe. It was Donnie's birthday. And
it was the all African-American bar.
Yeah.
And we all walked in and the record scratched.
Yep.
And older black dudes, and they were wearing like
Animal
suits.
House?
Very much.
Yep.
They all kind of turned and looked at us.
Yep.
And then went back to their, drinking.
And then someone went to the jukebox.
Yes.
And that did not – no one said anything, but there were some head turns as well. Like, what's this white guy doing, touching our music over here?
There was only – I think the joke that night was there was only one white artist on the jukebox, and it was Michael Jackson.
Okay.
But it was a old-school Soul Brother downtown bar. I think we were there for like 3 hours.
We were there for a while.
A long time.
Okay, so
I
you
wish
didn't
we
get
would've
arrested
stayed.
there.
No. I got arrested
They
like
let you
6
in
bars
with your
later.
flimsy fake ID.
I don't know that anyone really carded at that place.
No.
My recollection of that is limited, but we just kind of walked in.
Yeah.
And then people were like, what's going on? And then they went about their night. And then we went 4 or 5 places along the Riverwalk. I almost got stopped at a place called Mad Dogs because I forgot that my fake ID's birthday was not mine, and I decided to make a comment to the bouncer. Like, he made some comment about, God, everyone born in August? And I said, not me, I'm May. And I'm May 1st.
Looking at your
Well, he didn't say anything, but as I walked by, I was like, holy crap, it says April 30th.
So had you been drinking?
No.
Like why? Okay.
No, I never had to use I was in college. I never had to use my fake ID. I mean, it just, and so then the guy came and tapped me on the shoulder, and thankfully I knew right away. He was like, hey, when did you say your birthday was? And I said April 30th.
That's right.
I saved myself. He's like, oh, okay. I thought you said May, and I said, no, I was saying the guy behind me is May. So he let me go. But that should have been my sign, like, I'm done. House money. We then go to Coyote Ugly. Jerry's there. He's in the process of getting asked to stop dancing on the bar. And I don't know if there was heightened security because Jerry and Steven and that whole party was in there. But all I remember is everyone gets in. Killer is already at the bar buying shots for everyone. And meanwhile, I'm waiting outside the bar. And next thing I know, a cop comes from behind and asks me if this is my ID. And I got handcuffs. And then Corby starts MFing the cop, which definitely helped my case a ton, I'm sure.
Well, from what I understand, you also were arguing with the cop, like telling a cop this is a real ID.
Well,
like thinking I'm going to win this.
So I want to make something very clear. I never really got to defend myself on air the next day. I was a participant as the story was told through the eyes of others.
Okay.
I was in such shock. He could have asked me anything, and I don't know what answer I would. He asked me, is this – I think that where I really hurt myself was he said, is this your only form of identification? And I said yes, but I had my real ID in my pocket, which probably also was maybe dumb, but it wasn't like I processed the question. It was like, I am going to try and lie to a cop. I was in handcuffs thinking my life was over. I didn't know what to say. And then the only thing that I get, people ask me about the blanket. You're aware, do you remember this retelling that I asked?
It was a very cold jail cell, and you
I asked for a
went
blanket.
to the bars and asked Mr. Jailman, can I have a blankie? And
yeah, I'm happy if people enjoy including that in the retelling of the story.
They laughed at you because
that never once happened. All I said was it was cold in there, and
that's
then,
a great part of the story.
Yeah, well, sorry to ruin your dreams.
Did you get a meal? Did they feed you?
Yeah, I think Dan.
3 hots in a cot.
I think.
Did you get raped?
Oh,
Jesus Christ!
Does that happen?
I'm not allowed to stay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because you got that
it's part of the
tattoo
plea.
removal works.
Yeah.
He had a teardrop tattoo.
Yeah,
on his
that's
eye.
the scar. You can see there's one like right under my eye too.
Yeah.
For 15 hours.
I want to say they gave
he got
us
raped
yogurt.
and killed somebody and got a
Yeah,
tattoo.
he was in a gang.
to prove
Like
it.
he was the leader. He went up to the first guy, the
Right.
biggest guy, and he just.
Yeah, and I had braces too, so that really scared the shit
How
out of me.
old were you back then?
He walked out
20.
with pigtails.
Okay, so you were almost 21.
Yeah, I was
but not
9 months
quite.
away.
What the heck?
Yeah, I had to back out of a Vegas trip like 2 weeks later when I got back to college because I wasn't going to go with, and not participate in any of the shenanigans.
Because you didn't have your fake ID anymore.
Yeah, my
Where'd you
fake
go to
ID.
college?
USC.
Okay. For some reason, I thought you went to Syracuse, just because every announcer goes to
No.
Syracuse.
I didn't get in.
You tried?
I tried because I was told that if I want to be a broadcaster, I have to go to Syracuse.
Right. Yeah, a lot of people hate people from Syracuse, too.
Yeah, a lot of them
Just 'cause they're
suck.
very
Important?
self-important, yeah. But not guys from USC. They're very laid back.
No,
Cool.
we're underdog story, blue collar from USC.
Right.
Really had to come up from the bottom.
It's amazing as you go through the retelling of that story, how it just kind of came back into focus. Because I could have gone the rest of my life and never remembered that any of that happened.
I wish
Yeah.
there was a point when I wish I could forget it all.
Yeah.
because obviously the reach was so vast that when it was retold, I got blown up more from that than probably anything else. And my dad, once or twice a year, will still get stopped. Or not stopped. He'll be in conversation with someone. Somehow the ticket comes up and that he had a son that interned there. And what'd you say your son's name was? Jared? Jailbird Jared? Is it Jared? And like he'll call me. He's like so excited. He's like, hey, some guy told me, you remember when you got arrested? I was like, yeah, Dad. I remember flying back for winter break and having to drive right to San Antonio for my hearing.
How did you get bailed out? What happened?
Well, Reiner was called at midnight. He thought it was a prank, and I don't blame him because obviously. And so he went back to sleep. He hung up on, I forget if it was Donnie who called. And then Corby and Donnie woke up the next morning, and one of them forgot I was in jail. The other one was knocking on the door saying, hey, we got to, it's time to get him out. We got to figure something out.
I'm going to guess Donovan was knocking.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
It just seems like those personalities.
They drove around. They had to get a cashier's check, I think. So Corby's the one who gave the money. Like he posted.
Naturally.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so they posted, but then Norm came and picked me up. And so I was without any. I know. I cried in Norm's belly. I remember that. I had no. I was
so
in
he's
such
like
shock.
Stroking your head and kind of nudged
it's
you
okay.
down a little.
Yeah. And then I get into the car.
You'll learn from this, pal.
He drove, and I drove down
Here's
with
another
him.
lesson.
Keep crying. Keep crying. That's hot.
No, but here's what. So I'm showing no emotion. I'm in such shock while I'm in the holding cell. Literally, like I think my life's over. Norm picks me up. I lose it. I start crying. Corby, actually, the best thing that Corby did was he called my dad so that he could tell my dad it didn't come from me while I'm in the holding cell. So I hadn't talked to my dad yet. I cry into Norm's belly. He
Give him a blowjob.
Yep.
Yeah.
He canes his way back to the car, and then he gets in the car, and I'm thinking I'm about to get some sort of speech like, hey, lesson learned or whatever. He calls his bookie, and for the next 20 minutes, he's checking the lines for some random preseason game going on. And that was it. And then I went to the stadium. There was some sort of competition with David Beeler. I don't know if you guys remember that.
Yep.
There was some like kicking or punting. And
I was involved in it, yeah.
Yeah. And I had set that up because I knew David from USC.
Oh, okay.
And that was another thing when I was in the holding cell. I was so nervous that I was going to screw that up for you guys. Little did I realize that, I'm just such a – it didn't matter. I could have been on Mars. And I get back, and then they retell the story, and that was that.
It's funny, the bar, I do recall the bar that you first ran into trouble with your ID where you mistakenly said the wrong month. It could not have been the more polar opposite of the first place we went was
100%.
the African-American bar, because I think you had to walk through a Confederate flag door to get into that place.
Right.
And it was the low ceiling, white folk, old country. It was very different.
And we weren't there long because then someone got a call and said, hey, Jerry's over at Coyote
It
Ugly.
was
You
very
guys got to
quick.
yeah. And then
I remember you having some trouble with the bouncer there. Yeah.
I went back to San Antonio with my wife. There's I guess the Hill Country. I don't remember. After we got married, I had a broadcast it next weekend. We couldn't go on a honeymoon. We went for like a 3-day getaway right outside of San Antonio, and I went back to Coyote Ugly for the first time. It was during the day. It wasn't open, but I walked through, and I wanted to show her this is where it was, and I hadn't been back. And I'll be honest, I don't really have good feelings about San Antonio after that experience. And
did they have a little plaque there?
No, but I guess I was trespassing, and this guy comes in. He threatens to call the cops on me.
Again? Wow, that's
I literally was just harmlessly walking through with my wife.
That'd be great if that's the only place you keep getting
I know.
arrested.
Yeah, but I escaped jail that time, thankfully.
Damn. So kids, if you think you're at a low point, you're in a jail cell, you're crying in some old man's belly, look what you could become. You could become the Rangers, do everything guy, I guess. Possibly, don't you think Jared has a good chance? A chance at least, not a good chance, but at this table, the best chance to be in the Rangers Hall of Fame someday?
Yeah, of course.
You just got to stick with it. You got to hit
Longevity?
longevity.
Yeah.
Yes, because longevity can often be confused with greatness.
Mediocre
That's what I've been trying
mediocrity with longevity is good.
Yeah.
I just got to get to the bar of mediocrity. I'm not quite there yet.
Yeah, stick with one team. And, we thought Groobs could have been that guy.
Just playing
Then-
the tunes.
Yeah, I mean, if he's there for 50 years, then all of a sudden they're going to be like, oh, no, we couldn't have done this without him. And clearly they can.
Okay, so I got to ask you guys this. I mean, to me, this is a no-brainer. You're going to have Emily on in a little bit, right?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
I mean, she's Rangers Hall of Fame, isn't she?
Yeah, potentially. I mean, what you're saying is Emily is mediocrity. I get
No,
it. No,
no.
I'll write that down and tell her about that.
We'll pass that along.
Okay.
Yeah.
I should just never have tried to say something nice. I should have known better.
Don't you feel like you're
I
20
should've
years
known.
old again?
Yes, 100%.
Well, I mean, you brought that up. You brought up that story. I wanted to break down the Rangers, see if we should clean house, and all this stuff. I know you have some hot opinions. You're ready to get out there, but
Yeah.
I also think you're kind of up against it. What's your pregame?
Well, I got to
What
go.
do you got to do here?
Yeah.
When's the game? 1:35.
1:35, and I've got to go to the clubhouse and do that whole run around.
What does that mean?
Honestly, these days you stand around and do nothing. It used to be that there were a bunch of players in there.
Yeah.
Now they
We
have
do
so many
pregame bits
Yeah.
and-
Now they have so many places to hide. If I need a player, I just
Do you have to set it up through PR?
no. I mean, you're gonna make fun of me for saying this, but in
They all
full
know me.
transparency, no, I'll text them and say, hey, I need you for 5 minutes, or whatever. Because the young guys, they're in the clubhouse.
Uh-huh.
And some guys will be playing ping pong or whatever, but most guys don't just sit around their locker like they used to. And then we talk to Boach. And
So
then
what do we got? Ping pong? What are the
There's
fun
ping pong,
activities?
just not
Like
in
is
the main
new clubhouse way bigger than the old one?
Yes,
Because
but-
the old one was pretty big,
Yes,
too.
this is bigger. Most of their fun and games is elsewhere, like the video game setups and I think Papa Shot and stuff like that. But it's not in the main clubhouse. Just in the
Okay.
main clubhouse, you got
It used to be.
yes,
used
they
to
used
be
to have
like
stuff
a-
like within sight.
Yeah.
There's a table that's usually occupied with a card game. They play a game called Pluck. That's the most popular game.
All right.
And then crosswords and Sudoku, and then there's a ping pong table. That's only what's in the club. And they have like a bunch of TVs. But most of their fun stuff, whether it's like the nap room type stuff or a theater or
They have
or
a
arc-
nap. So they have a place. If you're a player, you want to
Yeah.
lay down. There's like a bed.
yeah,
or
I think
a
they're
cot.
yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
And then the Bochy thing you said. Now I got to hear what he says.
Got to hear what he says, and
I just might be able to use some of that on the broadcast.
well, usually we wait for all the writers to finish their mundane questions,
Right.
And then Dave
Wow.
and I will stick around. Yeah,
That's a
Judge,
shot.
Very, yeah.
then you guys get the
Do
real
better.
meat.
Be better.
Yeah.
Dave and I will stick around, and we usually talk to Boach afterwards, and talk about baseball stuff or not baseball stuff. I'll be honest. The coolest thing is when he gets into story mode of like his days playing, or back when he was with the Padres or the Giants, or some story with this player. I mean, that's pretty cool. I mean, he's got story, and he knows everyone. Like, if I were to ask you who your celebrity crush is, because we went through this exercise with Boach earlier this year, and mine's Blake Lively, and I would give just about anything to meet Blake Lively. Well, I asked Boach this question, and I forget the chick's name, but the person who sang the song Gloria, like the initial, some 70s, 80s brunette chick, who pretty good looking. But like for Boach, he's met her. It's not like she's some foreign object he's never gonna touch. Like he's met these people. He's like Huey Lewis is one of his best friends. He hangs out with like musicians and whatever, and so he's got amazing stories. That's my favorite part. And for day games, he usually doesn't have as much on his plate by design, and so he usually just sits around longer, and we get Boach story time. That's the best.
So you get in there 3 hours before. Do you have to go out and watch batting practice or anything like that?
Yeah, so they don't hit for
mingle?
day games.
They
And
don't.
so for people listening, because a lot of people wonder this, when does batting practice start? Because they want to go. Day games, they won't hit outside or inside if the roof's closed. They'll take ground balls. Some of them will. And then we got to go prep. You got to get ready for the game. If I was doing pre and post today, I'd come back and screw around with you guys, but Eric's off, so I got to be on my best behavior.
He's calling the game.
Oh, okay, nice. Now, do you get the prime innings, or do you get relegated to
2, 3, 6, 7.
Okay.
10th if there's an extra.
Okay, so you're actually one of the people that wants an extra, but maybe not this year.
No, I'm okay with no extras.
Yeah.
Always.
That's a little secret that I never knew as a little kid. So the announcers do not want extra innings. As a kid, my God, that's free.
Yeah.
Free baseball.
Yeah.
Announcers are pissed.
Yeah, because it's free work.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, no extras. I'm okay with that. I'll make that trade. But I'm excited because Kamar Rocker's fit. You guys picked a great day.
We did this on purpose.
Yeah, Blake looked ahead at the schedule, at the rotation.
I knew he'd be called up at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seems like a
Said,
Thursday
where would he
guy.
slide in? Who would he? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited to see him.
Bochy's crush was Laura Branigan,
Laura Branigan. There you go.
who died 20 years ago.
But before she died, they hung out.
I mean,
I don't know.
Okay,
Yeah, sure. Why not?
there she is in all her glory.
Yeah, in the 70s, that was probably good.
I think Jared's got to go.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I do. I'm bummed. If you would have found the right hotel, we could have spent
I
more
know.
time.
There's a couple different Lowe's hotels
Yeah.
right by the ballpark. Who would have thought?
I'll see you guys.
Jared Sandler, everybody. Jared. Look at him.
What a man!
Oh, look at the cool socks and everything.
Oh, cool shirt.
Great hair,
He looks good.
He's the best.
looking like Paul Rudd.
You look good, too. It looks like you're dressed kind of professionally. I'm wearing business jeans today.
Thanks, Jared.
Bye, Jared.
And then you walked in like you're at we're at a kid's pool party or something. What are you doing?
I don't know. I'm just wearing my Lone Star shirt. I got a Rangers hat on.
I appreciate the Lone Star shirt. As we know, they've got great gear.
And great beer.
Yeah.
Man.
But it just feels like you usually look a little more professional for a broadcast.
We're going to a baseball
front of-
game today.
I know, but it's indoors.
What do you want? You want me to wear a suit?
I mean,
Yeah, the people are a little disappointed. I've
I
already
don't-
gotten some text.
I got some compliments about my shirt earlier.
Okay.
I
Well,
think
no,
I'm-
it's a great shirt.
I think I'm dressed appropriately.
I went to one baseball game last year, and it was Game 7 of the ALCS in Houston, and I dressed like a cow. So, what's your excuse?
Well, how'd that go for your station?
It had nothing to do with the station.
Oh, thought that was a bit.
Yeah.
Maybe it should have been.
Hey, none of us are in radio anymore.
They'd still be on the air had you done that. Well, I guess they are still on the air.
I mean,
Some.
You're just not.
yeah,
still.
for some.
Yeah.
They're wondering which Metallica song they're going to play next. Should we go Master of Puppets or Sanitarium?
Now,
I
don't
know.
forget, we are doing a video today.
Mm-hmm.
And that means, very potentially, you'll see some of this gold on DZTV, unless he decides to throw out, like, really crass comments right in the middle of Jared Sandler's talk that we thought might make the show.
Oh, about the blowjob?
What'd you get a blowjob, bro?
Hey, again,
I mean, Dan intimated it. Dan did the intimate thing, but
Yeah.
I'm just going to say it because not everybody here got it.
Yeah, that's
Did you understand what he meant
that
when
was
he
the
did
context.
this? That he meant.
See, now Dan's mad
I'm just saying.
because he's worried
he
about
was throwing out gold.
what's going to make it on TV.
Just don't even talk about it. Seriously. I don't think we talked to him.
no.
So we're good.
Okay.
We're good on talking about DZTV. I'm just saying, let's act like we're on the TV station.
Okay.
Okay. We should have talked to him.
We got a lot of bullets in the air,
We got things are happening, man.
including, do you want a big announcement?
What's the big announcement?
Today's day one on Substack.
Oh. Oh
Yay.
yeah, a lot of
That's for
a
the
wave
fan
of indifference
to decide, I
just
guess.
rolled through the room. But yeah, it's that's what yesterday's Business Wednesday was focused on. That we actually have so Substack to go behind the scenes on the. I don't know. Is this interesting at all? Substack
Oh, I think there are a lot of questions out there about it.
contacted us. So as you know, we went on to the Patreon bit last year and we're climbing up the charts. I remember in our early shows we'd look at the rankings. Or at least I would.
Christina Randall.
Was that who was ahead of us?
Yeah, she did some NSFW stuff that we thought, man, to catch her, we might have to do that.
Yeah, we were focusing on just the silly shows that had more followers or subscribers than us on Patreon. So we'd put them in our crosshairs, and we'd overtake them. And, well, whatever. So Substack, Patreon is known for, like, the place for independent audio. So podcasters, whatever. Patreon is known for that. Substack is well known. If you don't know what Substack is, it's the place for independent writers. So guys like, I'm a big fan of Ethan Strauss. He was a San Francisco Chronicle writer, I believe, during the Warriors run. Then he worked for ESPN. So he's well known nationally as a Warriors book. But then he got fired from ESPN. So he started doing his bit on Substack. And that does very well for him. Bob Sturm.
I remember
got let go by The Athletic. He started a Substack.
the first writer I remember on Substack was Mark Stein.
Okay.
He was a pretty early guy on there, I think.
So, yeah, if you're a well-known writer or whatever, you want to go independent, you don't want to work for the man anymore, let's just put it out on Substack, and it'll be subscription-based. And, well, they also have now like a podcast arm. They're trying to increase their podcast game. So Ethan Strauss does one. Other people do podcasts on Sarah Hepola. You know Sarah?
Of course.
Does a podcast on there. So they contacted us and said, hey, we'd like you to move over to Substack. We think you're destroying, and we want, we're trying to grow our podcast game. So they worked out a plan where we would mandate that everybody who follows us on Patreon has to move to Substack. And, they would cancel everybody's subscription on Patreon and force you to go to Substack. And I thought, that's a bad bit. Like, what if you like the Patreon app? And I said, well, why don't we just do on both platforms? And they said, well, if we put you on just the Substack platform, we might be able to, guarantee you a certain amount of money. And that's enticing. But then we said, I still think that's a bad bit. Because a lot of people, I don't know. Again, I'm on Patreon for a couple things, and I wouldn't want to be forced to go, hey, I got to now put in a new credit card. It just seems like I want freedom. That's what I'm all about, if anybody knows me.
Mm-hmm.
So we decided not to do that, but we did say, hey, because they said, here's some of the reasons you want to go to Substack. One is, they thought this was speaking our language, we will keep less of a percentage than Patreon will. So Patreon, I think, I'm probably going to get these numbers wrong, but it's approximately they'll keep 18%. So of whatever you pay to subscribe. Whereas Substack, I think, keeps approximately, let's say with whatever fees, everything added in is 16%. So it's not significant, but it's something.
Mm-hmm.
And then they also said, well, we'll also help promote you and we'll help you grow because we have we've got a great interactive audience that they are all chatting and doing this and that. And if, we can get Ethan Strauss to help promote you, perhaps, maybe that'll be good for you and all that kind of stuff. And then they also said, hey, your website sucks. Look what we can do for you.
Yeah.
And that was a big deal, too, a very big deal.
Yeah, it seems like their user experience is going to be a little more interactive than Patreon. Our website is up now, dumbzone.com, and we've got different tabs for different things. You can keep track of picks on there. I think we'll start uploading segments there, and it looks way better, and we can do way more on Substack.
They set that up for you, the Substack people?
It's been a few months in the making. And this is just what it looks like now. I think we can do way, way, way more in the future with it. But yeah, I mean, their ability to market us, I think, was really cool. And just actually talking to people at Substack who care about us and want us to see us do well. I mean, it was really cool. I thought it was it's a good move for us.
Yeah, I guess one of the things too, it's support.
For sure.
Creator, if we're a creator's support. And maybe because they're also trying to get us to move, so they're all being really cool. And
yeah, we may never hear from them again.
Yeah, they'll answer a text right away or
They're
hop on the phone with you this afternoon, where it's hard to get a hold of somebody at Patreon because really we're a pretty small fish at Patreon. But, we're theoretically growing still, and Substack kind of wanted that. So, and like I said, they're trying to up their podcast game to make it a place where if you left your big-time radio job, you might say, well, let me just go right to Substack instead of go right to Patreon. And so that's what we're doing. And we sent a missive out about that yesterday. So if you want to go check out dumbzone.com, I think it lists events, although we didn't put this on there. This is something I guess we would have put on there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But our future remotes will be there. Stuff we got going on. So yeah, we're gonna try to work on our website there at Substack.
I can tell you that the event that they put up there is ProSlat.
Yeah.
Where is that? On the event page. Yeah, so we have that's our first kind of big event after this, but it will be 1 week from Saturday. We'll be out at the grand opening of ProSlat. Go to proslat.com, and you can see all the info. In fact, click on their event. So you click on our event, and then you can click on their event and see exactly where they are. They're in Richardson. The grand opening is Saturday, the 28th. So they want us to steer people to that because they'll have a food truck and drinks and fun and frivolity. And Danny Bayless
I'll be there.
agreed that he will 100% be there. But also on their event page, you can see they have a VIP event. And so what that is for, I don't know, who's like a who would in the industry would want a garage place to hook? ProSlat is the place that'll renovate your garage and put the easy wall, the hanging thing. They will organize your garage for you. So if that's something like if you're a builder or some kind of a contractor, that's a word that's pretty vague. I don't know what it means.
It covers a lot of bases, yeah.
But they have a special VIP event they'd like you to RSVP to. That'll be throughout the day on the Friday before our grand opening broadcast at ProSlat.
There's going to be a food truck, as you mentioned, and Dan thinks it might actually be a truck made out of food.
Right. Like, are the wheels big giant donuts, or are they some other kind of a...
And if you get hungry, you just, go up and just grab a part?
Perhaps.
This muffler's delicious.
Kind of like the Cheech and Chong mobile that was one big joint. That's all I remember from a Cheech and Chong movie that I saw when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Not funny.
No, not at all.
Like, nothing about Cheech and Chong is funny.
I think we watched it as kids and laughed because we thought we were supposed to try to get pot humor before we were old enough to even know what it was.
Uh-huh.
That's what it was for me. I didn't even see a joint until I was in college. Can you believe that? Did you ever see pot in high school? Were you a big pot guy in high school?
One time, and then like you, I never experienced it or anything until college. The one time was my dad's wedding. My dad's wedding night, my new aunt introduced me to pot. She's my age.
Mm-hmm.
So
okay.
She
gave you pot?
Well, I was just in the car with them. That was the first time I ever got drunk and was driving around, and they were passing around a joint. She was very young. It was like 14 or something, 15, I don't know. And they're passing around a joint, and I'm like, all right, well, I'm here. Cool.
Did she tell you the cliche that the first time you smoke it, you're probably not going to get high?
I don't remember anything about it.
Yeah.
Except that my new aunt was my age. My dad's wife was closer to my age than she was to his age.
That's hot.
Which is pretty sweet, yeah. So he's taught me. I'm not following in his footsteps yet, but I'm working on it. Because I have a 20-year-old daughter. Mm-hmm. So, ladies, see you at the ball or see you at ProSlat.
You're going to meet your new girlfriend at ProSlat?
You never know, man.
Yeah.
You never know. So, yeah, we are at the Ballpark today for our big Ballpark show. We are live streaming at a Lowe's hotel, which is not the Lowe's hotel I went to when I first got here. There are 2 Lowe's hotels right by the Ballpark. So if you're telling your friend to...
I just went to the big one, and I got it right.
Oh, this is bigger?
It looked big from the highway. I was like, I guess I'm going there. I didn't know there were 2.
Well, he actually dropped a pin exactly
I sent
where
you
they
guys
are.
exactly where to go.
And
Yeah,
I
didn't use that. I just saw the big Lowe's sign. Maybe it's a Lowe's motel. It's kind of over off Collins or something. That's where we probably should be.
Let me give you a couple sports quick hits before we get to Blake's story, folks. Blake has a story.
Listen to that anticipation.
Don't cheer for
We're
that.
going to build that up. But we will start with...
Oh, not again.
What do you mean? The mayor of the city of Dallas is
Well,
fired up.
Saw this last night.
I love sports. I love sports.
Well, I wonder what you saw, because there's a couple of different things
Okay. I'll let you know.
coming out about
I
sports.
love sports. I do. I admit it. I love sports.
He went out on that limb.
I
He
do.
lo-
I admit it. I love sports. I love sports. I do. I admit it. I love sports.
What a confession.
I'll admit it.
So you saw him at a city council meeting, right?
Yeah.
He was wearing a TCU Sucks t-shirt.
Yes.
Oh, that's inappropriate.
He loves sports, Blake. What do you want? He loves Dallas sports.
I love sports. I do. I admit it. I love sports.
Kind of goofy hat.
I kind of like that hat.
No,
you don't like that hat?
No, you don't.
That looks like
I love sports.
Looks like an open
I
road,
do.
man.
I admit
Those
it.
are
I
cool.
love sports.
Or they used to
You
be.
would wear that?
I have a gray one that's close to that. He looks like the black version of the dude that was handcuffed to Lee Harvey Oswald with that hat in the tunnel.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's the same hat.
Kind of a...
He's going, whoa!
Yeah.
Is that a hat that
I think he
the...
was the keyboard player, maybe. Whoa!
Is that kind of like Curious George's handler?
The man in the yellow hat? His
Yeah.
hat's really tall.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not describing it well then. Anyway,
Second Curious George reference this week.
he certainly is. He's trying to hit up Mayor Maddie Parker.
Okay. What's he
The-
going to put brisket on the line?
Well, we got some insider information here
Oh, okay.
on how these bets work. He doesn't do a thing. He just does the tweet that he wants to make a bet with the mayor of Fort Worth. Because someone shared this with me from a local restaurant. They got an email that says, well, I'll wait and see if they want me to say the restaurant because this is insider information. Hello, named restaurant team. I hope you're having a wonderful week! Exclamation point. Dallas Mayor Eric L. Johnson and Fort Worth Mayor Maddie Parker are planning to make a bet for the Iron Skillet football game this weekend between SMU and TCU. In the unlikely case that the Ponies lose, we are looking to partner with a local Dallas restaurant. And, of course, when thinking about SMU, this restaurant was one of the first foods that came to mind. We would love to connect with you to discuss the logistics if that is something of interest to your team. I can be reached at whatever number. Thank you for the time, all that you do. And then this is from the mayor's chief of staff. This is what the chief of staff is doing. Like, if you're wondering, are they strategizing? Are they working on, the crime in Dallas? Are they trying to bridge the gap between the political parties?
No.
No.
They're trying to see which restaurants will give them free food.
And then he doesn't even do anything. He's like, hey, will you handle this? I did the tweet. You know?
I wore the shirt.
I wore the shirt. But they got the wings. They got the Dallas Wings.
Did they get the Chiefs?
At one point, he wanted to get the Kansas City Chiefs. Didn't they do that? He did that about a baseball team, too, I think. Or maybe it was a different football. I don't know. He was just trying to get different sports to the city of Dallas.
Right.
This has been his goal for like 6 years. And they finally landed the Wings. And maybe like a women's soccer team.
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
because of the loud outcry that there was no professional women's soccer team in Dallas.
I mean, we've been saying it for years.
But here we go. My other sports story is a sports media story that I don't know if the people not in sports media care about at all.
We could take a poll.
But sports media is going nuts. Does anybody care? Let's take a quick poll here of the people sitting back there. We'll raise your hand. Do you care that Woj has left ESPN unexpectedly? Anybody? Okay.
Tepid.
Well, we've determined that nobody cares, so let me talk about it now.
Okay.
Because I'm just fascinated by the rise of Woj and the change in the way sports are covered and the way that sports reporters are compensated and for what they're, for what is valued. Woj used to be kind of a kick-ass columnist. Do you remember this?
No.
Okay, so Woj was a Yahoo Sports guy. And I don't know how into that you were either. But he was an NBA columnist. And what a Woj bomb was, which you've heard now.
I've heard of the Woj bomb.
Right, from Julie. But the Woj bomb now has come to mean he's dropping some breaking news. It's like so-and-so is signing with Toronto or whatever. A Woj bomb used to be a blistering column from Woj. And a lot of them would be about LeBron. It was like he kind of, what's her name? Angel Reese has kind of built herself on being the nemesis of Caitlin Clark.
Mm-hmm.
Woj, I feel like, was the one media guy who kind of built his bit on being the guy who will go after LeBron. Because everybody wants LeBron's adoration and attention. And
the opposite of Windhorst.
there you go. Because he built his career on just covering LeBron and not really being tough on LeBron. Wrote a book about LeBron, all this kind of stuff.
LeBron, please like me.
But Woj would kind of go hard at LeBron. Like especially when the decision came down. He was ripping LeBron. He was ripping Maverick Carter. He thought it was all a sham. Like he's just trying to pull back the curtain on this is what the real LeBron and LeBron's team. It's all about him and blah, blah, blah.
Where's he from, Woj? Is he a Boston guy or is he a Cleveland guy?
I don't think he's Cleveland, but I don't know where he's from.
Did he?
I don't think that had anything. His LeBron thing had anything to do with that.
Did he? Were his guns aimed hardcore at LeBron while he was initially at Cleveland? Before he left, or did that start because of the decision?
Yes, I think. I don't know that it was hardcore, but he was questioning. Yes, LeBron's influence on the Cavs. Yes.
Okay.
He's always been thought of as kind of anti-LeBron. Anyway, then one year, and this is once Twitter picked up and everything, he started, he was tweeting during the NBA draft, and ESPN had the NBA draft. And he would tweet out the draft pick about a minute before every draft pick was picked. And so ESPN was pissed. He was pretty much breaking the news right before the pick would happen. So before ESPN had it, this idiot from Yahoo Sports is tweeting out, he's scooping us. So they went and hired him. They thought, all right, you can't scoop us if you're with us. Mm-hmm. We'll be scooping everyone else because this guy's got all these, connections and contacts that he can do this kind of thing.
It's like the FBI hiring hackers with nefarious intent.
A little bit. But also that shifted, and maybe, it would have happened anyway just because Twitter and the immediacy and all this. But it shifted what was valued. Like, we're going to pay this guy millions of dollars because he can find out something that you're going to know anyway. It's not like a Ron Washington did cocaine and they were trying to keep this story hidden. You're going to know who was drafted in 1 minute. But he's going to tell you 1 minute prior. Why is that valuable? I don't know to this day.
Why is it that valuable?
As a consumer, I don't really care. But ESPN did care that they were getting scooped, that, hey, this guy. And then Woj, obviously then the story of Woj, he helped this, would you call it an industry, develop as to you have to be that guy that's always on your phone, always ready, always the first one to tweet. Adam Schefter has become that. He brought in Shams and kind of created Shams. Then they had an acrimonious breakup where Shams left. And, of course, now I guess Shams and Woj still have this rivalry. And, McAfee will have Shams on his show but won't have Woj on. I don't know if you're familiar with that.
Interesting.
But McAfee, who kind of runs ESPN now,
Yeah.
they, and ESPN will tell all their people, hey, you got to have our people on. You got to have – this is an old-time thing, too. We couldn't book Michael Irvin for the show when he was on ESPN Radio Miami because he's on ESPN Radio. He can't go on a non-ESPN affiliate. So they used to be very in the bubble type thing, whereas now, obviously, McAfee just makes his own rules. He's like, I like Shams, don't like Woj. And then do you remember this past summer, the big Woj versus Shams thing?
Oh, yeah.
It was
the Lakers?
So, in fact, before the finals even, or right when the finals were going to start, I think it was that Shams tweeted out that the Lakers are hot and heavy on J.J. Redick because J.J. Redick was about to announce the games. And Woj came out the morning of Game 1, I believe it was, with a big story how the Lakers are going to be money-whipping Dan Hurley, the UConn coach. And, in fact, the whole J.J. Redick thing is bullsh, and it's all about Dan Hurley. Dan Hurley that is blah, blah, blah. They're going to money whip him. They're going to bring him in. They ended up giving him an offer, and I think the offer would have made him like the 8th highest paid coach in the NBA. Like, you're not getting Dan Hurley going for, another national championship to leave his comfort zone to be the 8th high. Like, you actually have to make him a huge, huge offer that he can't refuse. Well, yeah, so he didn't. That wasn't really a story. And then they did hire J.J. Redick. Anyway, it's all, media soap opera that, like I said, I'm quite interested in. But I can't say the same for the people sitting behind us in this hotel meeting room.
Pertaining to the events of, I guess, yesterday or today, so he just kind of mysteriously got canned by ESPN?
No. So now he actually, is it St. Bonaventure? He is becoming like the GM of their, I don't know what he's.
General manager of men's basketball team. Yeah.
Which
St.
seems,
Bonaventure.
so that's not an SID? That's, I don't know what that, I've never heard of a general manager of a.
Unless it's NIL related, maybe. I don't know.
College basketball
But
team.
it's his alma mater, I guess.
Yeah. And maybe it's like just the lifestyle of I've got to be available to tweet every second of every day. And you've seen profiles like on Adam Schefter, just how, he can't go to dinner. He can't have a half hour off.
Yeah, and he's got to carry 2 or 3 phones around with him at all times.
Right.
I've seen Mark Stein at work on NBA Draft Day, and it's incredible. It's like those guys are more on call than high-level surgeons as far as their availability when they have to react to information and get information out. Just they're buried in their phones more than a 14-year-old high school girl. That does not sound like
I would not take that job.
A fun life.
No.
You have to truly love doing that. And I guess they get that information before most. Is it based on, the long-term relationships that they have with people in PR and agents for all the teams and players themselves? I'm assuming it's just their relationships with agents, because agents will reach out to create stories.
Oh, yeah, that's become
Oftentimes
another
smoke screens,
That's become another aspect of this whole, the way that those guys are valued now, because you can tell if a team gave them the info,
Yeah.
or if an agent did.
Right.
Like, if it says the
This
Debo Samuel one, right? Debo was, or not Debo, the other wide receiver, Brandon Ayuk. It was Brandon Ayuk accepted the same deal that was on the table 6 months ago.
Yeah.
Well, we know that the team gave Schefter that.
The often injured so-and-so.
Whereas if it'll say
Look at CeeDee Lamb working out. He's the best shape he's ever been in.
right, and that came from the agent or whatever. So, Frankel and Frankel.
What is up?
They are big supporters of the Dumb Zone, and we are big supporters of Frankel and Frankel. They are chosen by the people, feared by the insurance companies. They're based right here in Dallas, and they are personal injury lawyers. You've met them, correct?
Hung out with them. I've had drinks with them. They're fun, too.
Yeah, good dudes.
Yeah, really fun dudes.
When you call Frankel and Frankel, you'll talk to a partner, not just a receptionist or whatever. You're going to talk to somebody who can make things happen.
Cold called that number, the 214, all threes, to ask a legal question one time when I was on the air, and Gene Burkett answered the phone. It wasn't a secretary or paralegal. It was effing Gene, bro.
Yeah. Their attorneys used to defend the insurance companies, and they could use that extensive experience to advocate on your behalf. Kind of like Bill Belichick. He was a great defensive coordinator, and he used that experience to make his offense great.
Yeah. It's like when the hackers work for the FBI.
That's right. They're the Bill Belichick of personal injury lawyers. They win, and they win a lot. So 214 or 817, then all threes. 333-3333. Thank you, Frankel and Frankel. Last night, Blake has a story about going.
No applause or anything?
Come on.
I mean, no, kidding.
About going
Blake
to the Improv.
has a story.
So last night, we talked about this about a month ago, but last night was our fantasy football punishment where the guy had to do 5 minutes of stand-up comedy.
Oh, crap, that was last night.
So we had Vinny Corrales on the show.
Why didn't we promote that?
There were a few DFs out there.
Okay.
I mean, we talked about it on the show. That's probably all it needed.
Oh, okay. I wasn't listening.
We were kind of running into a snag of where we could do this open mic night. Because, there are a lot of places that are like, okay, you get 3 minutes. And it's like they're running people in and out of there. But we wanted something a little more personal, so I texted our good buddy Lawrence Rosales. Said, hey, you know of how maybe a place that does a longer set for open mic night? And he did the really funny thing where he just said, just tell Vinny Corrales you want to be on his show. Like, he offered up someone else's help, basically. I can't help you, this guy can. So I texted Vinny, hey, here's the situation. Is there something we could do? And we kind of worked it out. Like, I'm going to bring you 20 people to your show if I can just have 5 minutes of it. And so he accommodated us, and last night we were at the Addison Improv, and the guy that got last place in our fantasy league had to do 5 minutes of stand-up comedy. And so I talked to him a couple days ago, and he said he hadn't prepared at all.
Nothing?
Nothing.
And
So were you worried he's just going to go up there and do the...
no,
I'll just talk for 5 minutes. Doesn't have to be comedy.
No, because he doesn't seem like that kind of person. Like, he seems like he would, if he puts his mind to it, he's going to want to do well. But
if 2 days ago he's like, I haven't prepared.
I know, but I think I did this with the nipple piercings where I couldn't think about it ahead of time.
Do you know that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he had to get his nipples pierced.
Yeah.
For losing.
Yeah, because you never think you're going to come in last. And then, anyway. So,
I know.
And so when I did mine, I said, okay, you guys plan it. I'll give you the day. I'll do it on my, stupid radio station. But I couldn't think about it because it stressed me out. Like, I'd get sick to my stomach thinking about it. And so I couldn't think about it until just, right then when I was sitting in the chair. And so I think he was doing the same thing. He just put it out of his mind. He didn't want to stress himself out. And so he said he took the day off of work yesterday, and he just sat down, watched stand-up comedy all day, and started working on his set.
Okay.
That
See, I
seems
think-
like a bad plan to,
Just stealing other people's shit.
or just I'm going to do stand-up tonight, and I'll start working on it this morning.
Yeah, but I understood it. I understood why he did that. Now, I wouldn't have done that, and I don't think any of us would, but I got it. So I see him that night. He's a nervous wreck, of course, because, you know, the moment's there. We have an opener go on. He does, I don't know, about 10 minutes, and then it was my buddy's time to come on. And he gets up there, and he
How long
said,
before his set did you talk to him?
about 15 minutes.
Okay, and he was a mental mess.
I mean, just real nervous.
Shaky?
You know, yeah, a little bit, just kind of twitchy.
Did
And
he have notes?
No.
Okay.
So he gets called up there, and he told me he was going to try to do some crowd work. And I was like, I don't know.
Crowd work.
I don't know. And he said, you know, he had some stuff planned, like if he could find some of us in the audience, you know, he'll grill us. And, you know, I was just saying, like, I feel like you can only do, like, the front row. You know, it's hard to just say, hey, look at this guy in the back, you know. So he gets up there, no phone, no notes, nothing written on his hand, nothing. He goes all from memory. And he gets up there, and he talks, you know, a little fast. He's a little nervous. But he, you know, delivers a setup, he delivers a punchline, and he nails it. I'm thinking, okay, this might go well. And then I look in the back to see how much time has gone by, and 30 seconds has gone by.
Uh-huh.
And then I think to you guys, okay, maybe 45 minutes is a long time to do stand-up comedy.
Initially, yeah, when he wanted to make this a payoff for us doing something.
Yeah, with Picks with Friends or something, I thought, this needs to be a punishment.
Yeah, you have to do 45 minutes of stand-up comedy.
There's no.
Like professionals, it
way.
takes them a year to develop that.
I was a little off. But I wanted it to be a punishment. Like, I thought if Dan gets up there and, you know, he does it, you know, 5 minutes, it's like it's over and done with. I wanted it to be an experience for us, have tons of audio. So I thought, I don't know, 30 minutes? But that would be insane. Now, having understand, like, what goes into it. And so, you know, he's got to kill a little bit of time. But overall, I think he did really well. And I think this is like a really, really good punishment.
Did you roll on any of it?
I've got the whole thing. And I think we might end the episode with it.
Okay.
Because I'm sure there are a ton of people that don't want to hear it and don't care. But if you want to hear what he had, yeah, we'll play it at the end of the episode. But it was awesome. I mean, our whole league was there.
Can you paraphrase his hit joke of the night? Or do you just have to wait?
Yeah, he played on like the generations about how we're in like Generation Alpha now. And it's all about screen time because he's got a kid. Oh, he has an Asian wife that he played on Stereotypes with.
Okay.
He did well.
And he wrote all this shit in like one day. That's impressive. So it's been talked about here before, but Dan had a foray into stand-up comedy in his younger years. What was your bit? Were you crowd work guy, or were you like full-on jokes prepared and stuck to the script?
So prepared, yeah.
You didn't freelance at all and talk to people in the audience or anything like that?
No.
I imagine it was very awkwardly paced.
Me?
Yeah, slow, like a lot of silence.
I found it. I'm going to see if I can enhance the audio and play it.
You did find it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
it was on a cassette tape. And yeah, I found it.
And you had to be clean, right?
No, but I wanted to.
Oh, you wanted to?
Yeah.
Okay, I couldn't remember if your teacher made you be clean or not.
Yeah, no. That was just I just thought that means you actually can do it if you're clean.
Yeah, and
I listened to some of it the other day. It's not good.
Really?
Yeah, I think.
Did you get some laughs?
I guess. I don't know, but yeah, it's a difficult world, man. I don't like being up there.
Does it make you uncomfortable to listen to it? Does it because it puts you in that place, or it's just so bad you can't stand it?
No, it's the quality of just the audio is very difficult to hear. So it's that's what's the worst thing. But no,
send it to me. I'll clean it up.
All right.
I'll just play it for us on the show.
Yeah, we'll play it on the show sometime, but not today.
But yeah, he had a couple things where he rolled well with the punches, and honestly, I thought he did great. But I do have a new appreciation because we've talked about this before, where talking to Akash or something, there's a way to set something up, and there's always a way to grab him at the end. I mean, I think you were talking steps of 3 or something like that. You need to have 3.
Yeah, like the rule of three,
Rule of
or
three,
something. Is,
Yeah.
You could read what?
His book.
What is it? Comedy Writing by Mel Hellitzer? Yeah.
Yeah.
The great Mel
And
Hellitzer.
we can donate to the Mel Hellitzer Fund.
Boy, being a professor, I think, is a great scam. Because you have 30 kids in the class, and they all have to buy your book.
Yeah. One of the few classes I dropped at North Texas was I think it was a social media class. And a part of his syllabus, one of the requirements was we had to follow him on Twitter. I was like, that's if you're making people follow you on Twitter, I don't want to be a part of your class.
Is that the Mel Hellitzer book? Comedy Writing Secrets? Yeah.
$13.
You can have all the secrets for only $13.
Wow.
All of them, not some.
But yeah, I kind of came away with a new respect. I'm sorry I offered up an hour and a half on Netflix for you guys, but pretty good bit last night.
I kind of feel like you want to do it.
I think you do too.
Like, because you bring it up as a bet payoff a lot. And
Well,
it's like,
I
like
think
that would, you want to do it, but you don't want to say, hey guys, I think I'm funny.
No.
So I'm going to go to an open mic night. But if I lost a bet,
Okay.
I kind of have to do it. And it's not just because, but it's forcing your hand. So, like, I kind of think you have a desire to get up there at some point, and I think you should.
I think I just
And I'll be there.
I was in the, picks with friends mindset of, we got to come up with a payoff, and there needs to be an audio element to it. Something good for the show. And so I think that's perfect. Like, we're all, really respect stand-up comedians for what they have to do and the public speaking and the audience factor of it, and I was always drawn to it.
What do they call that when they're looking for Jake always knows this. Danny won't because he's a moron. Looking for something that people are not valuing or is not being back when Scott Hatterberg in Moneyball, right? You remember that? Do you see the movie Moneyball?
Mm-hmm.
They weren't valuing on-base percentage. This guy has a great on-base percentage, but nobody thinks anything about Scott Hatterberg, so you can get him for a lesser value. Or something that used to be anyway, there used to be like comedy duos. What if we did that? Kind of
Okay.
like George Burns and his wife, I think, were a comedy duo. Jerry Lewis and Dean Martin, comedy duo.
Penn and Teller.
Would you call that a comedy duo?
I mean,
they use comedy in
with props and magic and stuff.
I enjoyed that show. I saw them in Vegas a couple years ago.
Want to do a comedy duo thing? What would we
God.
do? See that?
I think
I
that
have
would be-
just that ideas. Let's do a comedy duo thing, but then I don't know what we do after it.
Well, Steve Martin and Martin Short, they
that's good.
tour all the time.
Yeah, I went.
doing that, and it's great, right?
Yeah.
I think that would be harder to do than just getting up there by yourself. Because then you're really relying on the
But
the
it's a
timing.
market inefficiency, I think it
But
is.
yeah, I
There's-
mean, you could work off of each other.
we would, you always, do you want to be just another stand-up comedian? Or do you want, what are you known? You're, like, if it was hey, there's a comedy duo. You'd be like, whoa, what's that? Okay, I'll go see it. Now, the problem is then we would suck.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got the ones that are music-based, like Tenacious D, Flight of the Conchords. Those
Right.
are duos, but they rely heavily on tunes to
A
get
prop.
their
Yeah.
humor across. But just two guys standing up
What are
there.
the chicks? Garfunkel and Oates?
Yeah. Yeah.
I met one of them.
Yeah.
She's good friends with Rhett Miller.
Shocking.
Yeah, so that was my night. And then, of course, Vinny destroyed.
Okay, good.
He's a good dude. But yeah, fun night.
Where was this again?
The Addison Improv.
Oh, yes. On a Wednesday night.
Blake's story, everybody.
That was great.
Blake had a story.
See? Wasn't as bad as you thought it was going to be, Dan.
I never thought it would be bad at all.
He crushed.
So we're out here at the ballpark today, and right now we are live streaming, and we're in a fourth floor conference room at the Big Lowe's.
Yeah.
That's what I'll call it now.
And a lot of people sitting on the ground.
It's the Lowe's across the street from the ballpark, not
Yeah.
the one next to the ballpark.
Lowe's Arlington Hotel. I think you went to Lowe's Live or something.
Yeah. And So it's a Dumb Zone Day at the ballpark.
Mm-hmm.
How did this happen? Somebody at the Rangers contacted you and said, "Hey, I'm a listener. We could do a themed thing." And
Yeah. And
maybe you could sell 69 tickets.
Yeah, his first allotment was 69 tickets. And I thought, ugh, how are we going to sell 69 tickets?
Right.
Then I think we ended up selling right at 300.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, Raymond made a really cool T-shirt for today, as well as a trucker hat. And this turned into a big thing.
Yeah, and I believe one of the big reasons he did that was the guys at Qualis Roofing
Yeah.
Construction helped pay for those, and maybe you'll even get a little Qualis Roofing logo on your hat or your T-shirt if you're lucky. And Qualis Roofing, they are a huge sponsor, and I told you the other day we got an email, Dear Gashmaster 2000. I want to let you know your live ads do work. Blake mentioned he contacted Qualis about getting a carport, and I have a friend who's been wanting one. Anyway, they were out there the next day. They got her quote, and just for having them out to quote that, they gave her a free T-shirt, a Dumb Zone T-shirt. And this email was from Beth, not Drop Beth. So yeah, that's the bit. If you get a call them at Qualis Roofing, 817-500-9008. Get a free roof inspection. So even if you're like, I think my roof's fine, but I want a T-shirt. So call Qualis Roofing. They will get you that. They will also, through the end of September, this can't be right. They're going to pay for a $690 sit-in.
Yeah.
So they'll send you out to us if you want that.
Yeah, if you get a roof with Qualis through September, you get a studio visit.
Okay, so if you get a roof,
Mm-hmm.
okay, if you end up getting the roof, you get the studio visit.
Which, to be honest, you probably need.
Just have them out. Just to check out your roof. You get a free T-shirt, and yeah, that's a good bit. So just for getting your roof inspected, you get a T-shirt. So Qualis Roofing, it is Qualis, Qualis, GC.com. What's GC stand for?
General contractor, I think.
Sweet.
Maybe.
Man,
I may get a new roof
they're kick-ass.
to get the 690 sit-in. Just because when Jake comes back, there's no freaking way you guys are having me back.
No.
We got an extra headset. Just take my place.
No.
We might
you
do that,
work
yeah.
way too much.
Show you how to
Way too. And
turn
by the
some
way, I
stuff.
think he works so much.
Take Rob's place. He's just sitting there. No one set up these cameras. He just
This
lights.
is
He's here at 7:30.
second level commitment right here.
Rob's here 5 hours ahead of us.
Blake's so busy. I think it's because he wants to avoid complicated parts of his life.
It could be.
Yeah.
I totally
can't
understand
help with
that.
the kid right now. I'm so busy.
I've got to wrap these cables.
Did I tell you the bad news? My wife canceled her trip, and she's not leaving now.
Damn it.
Remember I told you I thought it was going to be Thursday?
She was supposed to leave today, right?
Yeah.
He already had the
no.
spank fort
Oh, my God. I had
already constructed.
so many things planned, so many
He
activities.
had 1,000 bottles of lube on the wall like Diddy.
That's why you
Yeah.
were late. You couldn't get out of bed.
His
Yeah.
legs were tired from all the wanking.
Now you got to ask, what do you want to eat?
Yeah, I got to go through that whole thing, and what are we eating? I don't know. What do you want? Okay, well, I'll have Chinese.
Well, we had that 2 nights ago.
I know. Well, I thought you just said, what do I want? You told me I could just pick, and I did pick, and then you said no. Yeah. So I will eat whatever you want. Well, I don't care. That's how our
Every night, right?
every conversation goes.
We got Emily Jones coming up here soon, huh?
Do we really?
You
Is
said
she
it-
here now?
Well, I mean,
No.
I said soon. It's a forward tease, Dan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's take a little break on the live stream. Want to do that?
Yeah.
Let's go drain the main vein
Yeah, it's a little bit of a walk.
and such. Yeah. And yeah, there you go.
The Dumb Zone. At the Super Bowl, we are the Cowboys.
You're listening to The Dumb Zone.
I hope nobody did anything to our stream. At one point, the four of us We're outside in the hallway talking for a few minutes. And I said, should we all, like, what if should one of us be here? Like, it's a live stream. Who knows what they could have done? Who knows what Wire Will would have done if he got his hands on this thing?
No puppet.
Thank you.
That's what I wanted to get to. Hey, Blake has a kick-ass shirt for
Lone Star Beer.
the national beer of Texas. That's what they say. We are proud. Are they proud to sponsor us, or are we proud to be
I think
with
we're
them?
proud to have them, and they are reluctantly sending us a little bit of change.
Yes, we are in collaboration. It's a collab with Lone Star Beer. Danny, what's your history with Lone Star Beer? Have you ever heard of it?
Oh, yes, very much so.
You ever had it?
A lot, yeah. It's great on tap.
Mm-hmm.
And for those of you that are watching your girlish figures, they have a light beer, too. And
Oh,
it's
yeah?
just as good.
What's it called?
Lone Star Light.
Lone Star
man.
Light. Amazing. The marketing team at
Who are
Lone
the
Star
ad
Beer.
wizards that came up with
Yeah.
that?
It's authentically Texan
Uh-huh.
because they've been brewing for 140 years in Texas. Same guy.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's this one guy. He invented it, and he's been brewing it. So he's really, really old. So Lone Star Beer is our partner. We are happy that they are involved with us. I don't know if they're so happy that we are involved with them, but
But thanks, Lone Star.
we're going to have some Lone Star Beer at the watching party this weekend.
I'm going to have some today, too.
Are you really?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
It's great with barbecue, Blake.
It's great with anything.
So thank you, Lone Star Beer. Let's all hear it for Lone Star Beer, everybody.
What's up?
We're out across the street from the ballpark today. We are actually live streaming. Hello, stream. Emily Jones is on her way over here. We'll talk a little. I don't know if we'll talk too much Rangers with her. I don't know what we'll do. But I do know we're going to do this right now.
Oh yeah, wait a minute, Uncle Hotmail. Hey, Uncle Hotmail.
Let's see.
Uncle Hotmail, look at me. Is there an email in your box for me?
That's Prophets and Outlaws. Do you hate them? Being a local band guy?
Hate is a really strong word, Dan.
Are they your rival?
No.
Are they your shams?
No.
Okay.
Let's hear from Uncle Cave Crammer, or whatever you're
come
going
on,
to be
man.
called today. They keep getting better and better.
You remember I told you somebody had texted me that we were on Big Fox, like we had a promo on there? Jonathan tells me it was on Fox 4 before the afternoon kickoff, the noon kickoff. So that's right. DZTV being promoted on Fox 4. New website. Where's this thing going to stop? It's unbelievable.
Probably right here.
Dear leader, Business Wednesday is my birthday, so hopefully this makes the Thurs sewed. I'm a former Norm intern and overnight board op. Let's see. Realize there's no money in radio, this and that. I miss wild things that I used to hear on the O'Neill Outdoors radio show, which I would listen to overnight. Here's my favorite piece of audio I pulled. I'd like to hear your reaction. My leaders are By Curious George and the Lincoln Douglas debates. More Brunigs from day one, DF number 21. Stephen, do you think, are people now saying I'm day one on Substack? Because you can go to Substack and subscribe if you want. You don't have to.
I think some people are saying that, yeah.
I saw, Rob, I saw you put a graphic up that says substack.com/@dumbzone. And I didn't realize that. Then I typed that in. You can actually get to it through there, or you just go dumbzone.com. Then you're on. That's our Substack hub. So dumbzone.com. I'm trying to make it easier for you, Rob.
That guy really wouldn't sell you thedumbzone.com?
No. Do you remember? It was like
Because I went to it last night thinking,
$70,000 or something.
and it's still just like a picture of armadillos or something.
Yeah.
Like he's not doing anything with it.
No. I think even Dumbzone was pretty pricey.
Really? Did you have to buy it from Gordon?
No. Anyway,
I think
here's
he still owns my name.
Here's the piece of audio from many, many years ago on the O'Neill Outdoors radio show from Steven.
Private Bruce's selfless devotion to duty saved the lives of 3 of his fellow Marines and upheld the highest traditions of the Marine Corps and the U.S. Naval Service. He gallantly gave his life for his country. Daniel Bruce, Vietnam, 1969. And if he were still alive, he would be listening to this show.
Darn right.
But he's not. 42 after the hour. Let's talk to Richard.
But he's not.
So then he went to calls?
Yeah. He's honoring a American hero.
So he's doing a feature on a fallen hero from 50 years ago.
And then Castellanos. Oh, did you hear about Thom?
No.
Thom Brenneman's doing the TCU game this weekend, like on, I don't know what station.
Interesting.
Yeah.
He made it back.
Whatever station the TCU game is on this weekend.
He's putting that headset on again.
That's right.
Wow.
Oh, wait. It's SMU, isn't it?
Yeah, he's here.
Okay.
Want to have him on?
Hell yeah. There's no way you can get that done. No one believes in you.
No.
He pops in, sits down, puts the thing on, and goes, "Yep, never thought you'd do that again, did you?" Just to start it off.
Come on, what's
Dustin says, Patreon versus Substack, which one gets more of the money in your pockets? I think I said it's slightly better for the if you go over to Substack.
Ultimately, it's up to you.
Yeah, do whatever you
It
want.
really doesn't matter.
They say it's a better experience.
Yeah.
User experience. But I don't know.
They're trying to get us to, like, chat and stuff.
I actually don't know because I put all my feeds into, what's that called? Overcast. So I don't know the Substack app or I guess I use the Patreon app a little bit, but I don't know. Check it out. Or don't. I don't care. I mean, do kind of care, but, we just want you to live your life.
Do one of them.
As long as you, yes. Thank you. We do care about that. Dear Uncle Squirt Swallower. Finally remember, what did I have for you, Rob, in the day of air?
Got video of that?
No, I can't remember what I...
Video of what? His nickname?
Yeah.
No, I told Rob, hey, I got something in for this viewer mail segment. Now I can't even remember what it is.
It was a picture.
I'd like to follow up on Donna Kelsey as a Roseanne. While I don't disagree, I'd be remiss if I didn't offer up Bruce Valanche. Do you know who Bruce? Who's that?
Bruce Valanche.
Search that for me, will you?
Ginger-haired comic from ages ago.
Well, supposedly Bruce Valanche is a potential Roseanne. So we can look that up.
The Hardline had an intern from Denton named Colin, and he had red hair, and Mike Reiner called him the fake Bruce Valanche back in the day. If that's helpful at all to this story.
Well, give me a Bruce Valanche search and see if we can see what he looks like.
Yeah, it's pretty Roseanne-y.
Does he look like a Roseanne? So this is proving. Oh my God, that's a guy.
Yeah.
So
just goes to bolster my argument that every man over 50 looks like a lesbian.
So a guy can be a Roseanne.
Yeah, we got a couple guys on the list.
Oh, maybe you already put up the picture. It was the Fox 4 promo on Saturday.
What?
Okay, sorry. And before I get to some other birthdays, let's say hello. She is the Rangers' ambassador of fun.
Oh, is that what I am?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, everybody. Emily Jones.
Hey. Oh. Wait, you guys have quite the crowd. This is impressive. Hi.
Hello.
Hi,
What are you
Daniel.
doing? You ready for partying?
So ready to party.
Yeah?
Yeah. Where's the booze?
Jeez.
Just kidding.
Every day with this one.
I know,
Every
man.
day.
Yesterday we shot the mom game and Danny produced us, and we had 2 bottles of wine that we have because we're in the Coppola studios at the mom game, which we're actually in your studios, but we didn't have a wine opener, so just.
What's it called? Do you have a sponsor for your studio?
Yeah.
Coppola?
Coppola Wines.
Wow.
The Coppola studio.
So they have these
How
two.
come we can't get a sponsor for our studio?
Ooh,
can?
sick burn.
All right.
You can put 2 cans of Lone Star on your desk.
They give
There
us
you
a
go.
neon sign.
That's true.
That's true.
Yeah.
But yeah, they have these props, but they're real bottles of wine. But they were the only 2 bottles, and Emily was very conflicted. She wanted wine, but she also didn't want to burn through her prop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I didn't think it was a good look on a Tuesday at 11 a.m.
But it was a good look last week on a
hasn't
Wednesday.
stopped
You're
you
right.
before.
You're right.
a.m..
But I don't think I had to work last week.
That's true.
This week I had to work.
And Julie has always said, Emily is great.
But.
Well, she says she brings the name value to the show, the mom game.
Okay.
Go search that if you would like to.
Oh. I have a feeling it's some way related to.
Well, she says, I mean, your TV presence that brings name value. It's good for the show,
Okay.
but that she has to carry you all the time because you get sloshed every show.
Just hammered. Yeah.
I mean, seriously, watch
Yeah.
the show.
Yeah.
If you want to see Emily Jones get drunk, don't watch a Rangers game.
Yeah. Definitely don't.
Watch.
Definitely watch the mom game.
Watch the mom game.
Yeah.
And if you ever want to get plowed while we're doing the show, don't let the lack of a bottle opener come
No.
between Rob and myself. We could figure
we
something
could manufacture something. Well, that's good to know.
100%.
Yeah. Okay. Good. It's good to know. 100%.
Rob can open anything.
100%. He's using it
100%.
against me. It's my crutch phrase.
It's mine too.
100%.
You got that from.
I don't even know where I got it.
You got it from the Modern Athlete.
Probably.
I remember Tyler Sagan used to say that to us
feel like
a lot, and then all of a sudden we're saying it.
110% came from the modern athlete. Because they give not just 100, they give 110%.
Yeah.
That's 110 definitely came from the modern athlete.
100% is it's from watching freaking British crime shows. They use that
So-
all the time.
I definitely don't watch British crime shows, but I know where I got. I think I can pinpoint where I got it. We have a friend named Bart Hall, super good dude, and he says 100% all the time, and I think it's rubbed off on me. Yeah. So what's going on?
British crime shows also say the C word, and I don't hear you throwing that around.
I think I've been around me long enough.
Oh, that's. We don't have any wine. That's why.
Excellent point.
I'm
what's
doing
going
today's
on?
birthdays. Hello, Colonel Cream Pie.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Just
Welcome.
Step right into it.
Welcome to the
I'd like
show.
to wish my wife Lisa a happy birthday. Dan is her leader. I tried to convince her to let me name my youngest Soroy, but I failed.
Oh.
Wait.
If you ever need an expert in making synthetic marijuana and then getting busted and spending 4 years in federal prison
Wow.
trying to protect my backside in the shower, I'm your guy.
Oh. Oh, everybody needs one of those, don't they?
Keep reading.
He says, in case Danny was wondering, it's 214 days until WrestleMania. This is from Brody Jones.
There's 3 freak listeners that are laughing at this. Yeah,
I think there's a lot
Brody's-
more people than that. That's a pretty funny email.
Brody's the best. He is an expert on wrestling. He did a pretty fair stint in prison for manufacturing synthetic marijuana. Got busted, took the fall for all of it, and now he's doing great.
Good
And
for him.
Married. He's got a newish kid. This little boy's probably 3 now. Great dude. Funny as hell.
I'm sure Netflix
He's
could
married
make
to a
a
3-year-old?
Netflix could
I guess
probably
in
make a
prison.
TV series out of this, like the poor man's version of Breaking Bad
Yeah.
with this guy, synthetic marijuana. Just got a little
Very
kid.
poor.
Very poor.
Yeah, Brody's very poor. Yeah.
He's
Really?
so poor
Like
he
you're
has
just
to make his own marijuana.
Right.
He can't just go buy
Let's go
it.
get real weed.
Dear Dan.
Just Dan?
Yeah, sorry to correspond on the competitive Yahoo platform, but I think this translates to Hotmail for you. Please send a birthday greeting to Daniel Fleming. His leaders are Jake and Uncle Hotmail. Okay, that's it, from Tom Fleming. Which I don't think, though, is TC, because
I was
TC's
about
name
to
is
say.
Thomas, and his brother is Daniel. That's weird, bro.
I bet it is.
That seems weird.
I bet it's totally him.
Dear Gash Guzzler, nice new website. It is my Dirk / Mike Madonna birthday. My leaders are Blake on hard drugs and Charles Haley getting mad at Jake. More Jake from day 3, number 1726, Hayden McMillan. Dear Monsieur Minge, California-based DF, wishing my friend Corey happy birthday. His leaders are Cameron Brink, Brunig's War on Holders, Lincoln Douglas, and Cameron Brink. Solemnly more Jake from Scott. Uncle, I won't say that, C. Crusher.
That's where he draws the line.
Right.
It's good to know there is one.
Yeah.
It is my wife Ashley Long's 38th birthday. Blake and Philip Kingston are her leaders. We hope Jake has a smooth transition. Day 1, number 584. And finally,
Do tell.
dear Uncle Tongue Puncher, I'd like to give a birthday shout out to DF Kyle. He's 32. His leaders are Dan's Oral Skills, both broadcasts and other. Jake's Prayers. And anyway, that's from Will.
That's awesome.
Hey, thanks, Emily Jones.
Sure.
From the Texas Rangers and the Mom game.
You bet.
Would you mind if we did a quick live read?
No.
Got some. Wait, no.
I wouldn't mind.
Oh, she wouldn't mind. So that's good. Early Bird CBD. Have you had any experience with Early Bird CBD?
Dude, have I had any experience? I have experience with Early Bird CBD every night.
So much that she do to me every night.
It's
Why?
changed my life.
How come?
Because I can't. It doesn't stop up there. I can't get it to turn off. And so when I am
The
done
hamster on
with-
the wheel in your head?
Mm-hmm. And so it's been a couple years that I've been using them, and it's on the reg. It's two Early Birds. Julie can only take one at a time.
Oh, you'll go 2.
I'll go 2.
All right.
I go 2 about 30 minutes before I want to legit pass out and go to sleep and get in bed and watch a show and fall asleep. It's amazing. It's
Okay.
It makes me relax. It makes me chill. It makes me sleep, which I have not been able to do.
And the deal is,
traditionally.
it's not like if you've ever tried CBD before.
And I
you're like,
hadn't
it
before
doesn't-"
this. I had not tried CBD before this.
Okay, but this also has THC in it.
Yes, a hint.
The legal amount.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the difference.
So it gives you a little zzz, but it's like a zzz.
like you wouldn't pass a drug test if indeed.
There's a chance you would. There's a chance you'd fail. So you
Okay.
can't risk it if you're taking a drug test.
Yeah.
But yes, it is totally 100% legal, and it is a game effing changer for
If
me.
you have like 64 of them, do you want to listen to Dark Side of the Moon?
Haven't tried it, but don't rule anything out.
Okay.
Don't rule anything out. But if they're-
Earlybirdcbd.com.
Yep, they're amazing. Y'all got a coupon code?
DumbZone.
Okay.
All one word though.
Okay. I like it.
Consecutive letters.
Highly recommend, and this is true synergy because I am a legit believer in the Early Bird CBD.
Are you holding?
I am not.
But you have it at home. It's
Oh
sitting there
yeah,
on
because
the,
I
on
don't
the-
take it until I legit want to go to bed. Like some people can take it like just to like chill and have a good time and hang out. For me, and I've never tried that, quite honestly. The only time I take it is like 30 minutes before I'm ready. All my stuff is done. Can we cuss on this? Okay.
used
All my
to.
stuff. Oh, that's right. All my stuff is done, and
You
then
can.
I know I can relax. So that's when I take them. So I don't ever carry them with me, but I do travel with them.
Where do you get them from? Like a guy on the corner of Crowdus and Elm?
Yes.
Get them at
Deep Ellum?
earlybirdcbd.com, and if you
wow.
use that code
That's great.
DumbZone, 20% off.
And there's some local establishments that carry them as well. I know there's a handful of places in Fort. There's Sunflower Shops, Roy Pope. There's a handful of places across the Metroplex, probably a dozen or so.
But they don't have our
that carry
discount
it.
code.
They don't.
That's
so
right.
Go to
So
the
yeah.
Thank
website.
you.
Right. Emily's
Way to
adding
bring it
too
back.
much information
Way
now.
to bring it
It's-
back. I'll shut up now.
Yeah, earlybirdcbd.com, DumbZone is the code. So what is your pregame routine? We were talking to Jared Sandler. He's got to be in the clubhouse and talk to Boach.
Yeah, that's
Do
what I
this
just
stuff?
got done doing.
Oh,
yeah.
you did?
Uh-huh.
So he has to
Yep.
talk to you and Jared?
He does. He does. He talks to us all at one time.
Is he over it, or does he like? Do you
Boach?
get the impression that he enjoys hanging with you guys, or is he looking at his watch?
He
and-
doesn't mind it.
Yeah.
He handles it very well. He knows the drill. He's been
Yeah.
doing it for so long. There are definitely some days, Pre-game is usually way easier because they haven't played the game yet. Post-game sometimes can get a little short just because, especially this season, it's just been a energy suck on everybody as far as the way the team's played.
Have you ever walked in there and you kind of not really into it, and you can tell he's not, and just go, Boach, we don't have to do this today, and just cool. And
well,
then you leave?
there could be sometimes like that. Writers will absolutely not allow that to happen.
Right.
Never. There are certain times when I have to get him on camera for the pregame show, and then like days like today, we didn't need him on camera, so it was just us shooting the breeze. But it's not. He's fantastic to deal with, and he's such a. He's such a great dude.
When you're in there talking with him, you're looking for something you can use later on.
Yeah, so my whole strategy is I go in the clubhouse. Over the years, I've been covering this team now for 20 years. The clubhouse is open, but the number of players in the clubhouse when you walk in there for your 30-minute period or 45-minute period has decreased so incredibly significantly.
That's what Jared was saying
It's unbelievable.
earlier, yeah.
And especially now in our clubhouse, it's so big that literally you can get lost in there. Guys can go take a nap. They can go to the food room. They can, there's the weight room. There's a million different places they could be. And a lot of them don't. And to be honest, it's so awkward for me. I would prefer, there was a time when you got so much good information in there. You developed those relationships, and now that that's not exactly happening, that for me happens. I'll go sit in the dugout during batting practice. And if a guy's taking a break or whatever, you have those conversations. There's not a ton of value anymore in the pregame clubhouse, nor is there in the postgame clubhouse, except for those maybe one or two players that you want to talk to. They usually will bring one of them to the podium. And then it's just like, I don't know. It's kind of become a kind of an exercise in futility. It's kind of something you have to do, go in there just in case something happens. Everyone's kind of on Corey Seager watch to see if he's going to talk after the surgery before the end of the season. And so everyone's kind of going in there just to check that box and see if he's available. But it's just changed over the last 20 years, and it's different. Do you
see that element going away at some point?
I would love nothing more.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll be around to see it, but
what
it's
element?
Just,
the element of just the free reign in the clubhouse from writers and TV and
yeah,
radio.
And there's a confined space we can be in, but it's so awkward.
Yeah.
It is. I'm telling you, it is awkward. Like there was a time when there was dudes in there when it was Michael and Ian and Mitch and Colby and Knapp and all the even Rugi and Joey, and we would sit and they would hang out in there, and you have conversations, and it's valuable. This valuable time for sure. But now it's just it's kind of just basically because it's in the whatever collective bargaining agreement, and the writers are still so powerful within the game of baseball it's not going to go away anytime soon.
Because it worked in 1940.
100%.
That they're still doing it.
There I am again.
Yeah,
100%. Yeah. So, but
you don't get to know the players as well, though.
Definitely not.
Like you used to. I know you've developed friendships with dudes over the years, right?
Yep. And those are a lot harder to cultivate now. There are certain guys like on this team, and I feel like I'm probably now closer to a lot of like Maddie Seager than I am to Corey, and it's just because I don't really see Corey all that often. And it's not because he's an ass or he's not nice, or the man is a baseball robot, and he comes to the park with a specific agenda in mind, and that's what he is going to do, and he's not going to let anything or anyone deter that. It's just different. Like the whole feel of, guys, it's like, I think it's all across sports. Like guys aren't, slamming beers on the planes anymore. They're not, going to clubs when they land, when we go to a city. It's just everybody's worried about their sleep schedule and what they're putting into their body and all recovery and all that kind of stuff. And it's just things have just changed. It's just different. Than it used to be.
Yeah, I wasn't in this era, but I remember Mike Reiner would always tell us, like after a game, he'd go cover, had to get sound, and Charlie Huff would be in there on the exercise bike with a beer and a cigarette.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just there are still some old school things that go on, but the game in my 20 years of covering it has just gotten drastically different.
Where would Wash smoke?
He was burning a heater in the opposing dugout very recently.
Still.
Uh-huh.
But where could you would see Wash?
He would smoke in his office.
He'd smoke in his office, and it was okay.
I mean, it's part of the deal.
Yeah.
If you get washed, you're getting the heaters. Like that's just the way it is. I think it's a discussion that's had when he negotiates his contracts. It's like this is part of, what's going to happen.
I gotta have my cigarettes.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm old enough too to remember that we had a player that would burn heaters off
Mickey
the
Tettleton.
dugout. This was more recent.
Okay, but Tettleton used to.
Yeah.
You don't want to tell on Scott Feldman?
It definitely wasn't Scooter.
Oh.
It was not Scooter
But
Feldman.
yeah, Tettleton notoriously smoked in the what do they call it, the little tunnels back in the day.
Yeah,
he was
just right off the dugout. That's where Wash would go. He'd be right off the dugout.
Because he was a DH, so he didn't have to even really be in there. He just crush, suck on lung darts for half the time.
Are they vaping now?
Oh, yeah.
I don't
Who's
think
vaping?
so. I have not seen anyone vaping.
Zyn?
There's some Zen. There's some Zen. What do you call cans laying around?
Yeah.
I'm thinking of
For
switching
sure.
to Zyn.
Are you?
Are those pouches?
Last night when my mouth was getting sore with my
with your dip,
my nightly little couple skull pouches I'll throw in there. And
so
it's like,
Zen's just a pouch, right?
it's just nicotine. It's not tobacco.
So I searched. I'm taking a walk with my dog, so I searched. Can you get mouth cancer from Zyn? And the initial search indicated no.
Oh, there you have it.
So.
Does it have vitamins in it too?
Oh yeah, it's
vitamins.
Vitamins in.
So when you have a 7, what is it? Most games 7:35.
7:05. Yeah.
7:05. When do you get here?
Clubhouse opens at 3 on a normal 7:05 game.
What a beating!
Grief.
And then
so
you're
that's
here till
another
what?
thing that's changed. So when Wash was here, it was 3:45 at the earliest, sometimes even 4. And so it was. Now you're adding. It's a good hour earlier, and that's because of the advanced analytics and the meetings, and that there's a lot more meetings now. There's a lot more reports to run and dissect, and so everyone's schedule gets pushed back a little bit. And so that's another way that the game has changed. So 3:00 Clubhouse opens. I'm in there for usually. Honestly, I'll walk in there if there's no one in there, or if there's like 1 or 2 guys, rather than stand around and look at them. I just go to the dugout, and then unless I need someone or need something in particular, then Boach will come out about 3:45 or 4. Then I go upstairs, get my notes together for the broadcast, do any pregame hits. Then game starts, chime in when I can and want to, and post-game interviews afterward.
It's just lots of standing around. Go
It
ahead.
is.
Jared Sandler texted me that he needs your home run pick.
Oh, who's left? I'm last on the board.
What is this bit?
So Jared, God bless him. I've never met a man more committed to more
Gambling bits?
bits.
Jesus.
This
Yeah.
isn't even gambling. This is just for just for bragging rights. I don't know. I don't know who's been taken.
I'll find out.
Okay. Tell him I don't care.
Yesterday, that's wild.
Yesterday I just responded the catcher because I hadn't looked at the lineup yet. So, and I figured I was last on the list, and I didn't know who was starting, whether it was Kelly or Jonah, and I was like, yeah, just the catcher, whoever that is.
Kelly and Zeke.
Kelly, give me the catcher.
Okay,
I'll
she
take
wants
the
the
catcher.
catcher.
She wants the catcher.
I don't think people realize what a home game means for you. It's a long day.
Oh, it is.
Because you're up with the kids in the morning.
Oh, yeah, 5:30 this morning.
Yep. And then you've got to, get ready to be at the ballpark because you can't just show up looking like Blake.
Which is the worst part about my job.
I don't think I'm dressed that bad.
No. But if Emily
So
went
dressing nice, getting all
This
TV
is
ready.
the worst part. I can't stand it.
Because now you have to be that all day.
All day. I've got there's nothing more in my life that I want more right now than to take off my mascara. There is nothing more.
And you have to maintain that.
I've
You have to start that way and keep it going
It's
until
the worst. I don't know
post-game
why I
interviews.
picked this profession. Well, I know why, because everything's changed in the last 25 years. But getting dressed, fixing my hair, and putting on makeup literally beats me into submission. I cannot stand it. It makes me crazy. But I used to love it. I used to love all that stuff. I don't know. Now I'm old and I don't care.
Are you still really excited when games go to extra innings?
So pumped. I'm like, woo, free baseball.
Hey, do you have some event tonight we wanted to
do.
plug?
Yeah, and that's another thing. So now my day's going to be extra long. So up at 5:15 this morning to get my kid to football, and I'm single parenting this week because my husband's out of town. So I get both kids to school. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not an invitation.
Oh God.
Get both kids to school. Get to the game.
What a power couple that would be, huh?
Can you imagine?
Oh, yeah, I
God.
can imagine.
I don't want to.
You should see what I'm picturing in my head right now,
I can't.
Emily.
Stop looking at me, Dan. It's so weird.
You know we've loved each other for a long time.
A long time. Yeah, and so then I'll go straight from the game to North Park Mall, to Kendra Scott inside North Park Mall, and we have an event tonight for the mom game, helping them launch their new game day gear, focusing mainly on the Cowboys since it's football season. But so we'll be there. We'd love for anybody and everybody who's here to come. Stop by North Park at the Kendra Scott, and the portion of the proceeds, I think 20 to 25% of the proceeds will go to the Komen Foundation, which obviously is very meaningful to us and to Julie, being a breast cancer survivor. So thank you for asking.
Invite people in this room
I did.
to go to
I did.
Kendra
All of
Scott.
you. All of you. All of. I want to see all of you at Kendra Scott.
I have a feeling the guy with the mustache and the
help you.
1983 youth minister glasses is not going to be there.
I can help you pick out some earrings.
For who? For who?
I don't. Girls,
Right.
wives.
Look at him.
I know. Well,
Girls.
You never know. You never know when you might need a gift. So yeah, thank you for asking. I appreciate that.
Why did you tell him thank you? He didn't
Because
ask
he
you.
prompted it.
No, he didn't. He was just sitting there.
Oh, she knows.
Sitting there like
She
a
knows
bump on
the
a
bit.
log. He's
She
doing
knows
I
the
thought he
biz.
prompted. Sorry, did you prompt?
He didn't do a damn
Okay,
thing.
I'll give you your flowers then.
I got it right here on my list.
What? Oh, thank you. That's so kind and thoughtful of y'all.
I put it
No,
on the list.
he might have typed
Thank
it.
you.
yeah.
Thank you, Mike.
But it's my list.
What else do you want to talk about?
I don't know.
Moving you along.
Oh,
Just trying to bring it. Just
moving me along.
no, I'm not moving.
You want to do the news with us?
Sure.
Okay. What if I told you first that if you have a inkling that a certain quarterback will throw for more than 300 yards,
Okay.
or a certain receiver will grab a touchdown,
Yeah.
go to DraftKings Pick 6, the newest way to compete against others and play fantasy football to win cash with DraftKings. Pick a player and choose if they'll have more or less of a stat, like yards, touchdowns, catches. If you get your picks right, you win cash. What you need to do, you're probably saying to yourself, how do I get involved in this? This is unbelievable. Download the new DraftKings Pick 6 app and use the code DUMBZONE. That seems to be the theme with a lot of our sponsors. DUMBZONE, all one word, on the DraftKings Pick 6 app. And you can play for $5, and you get $50 in Pick 6 credits guaranteed, plus 1 month of NFL Plus premium on DraftKings. This offer expires today. It says
no.
9/19.
Oh no.
September 10th. DraftKings Pick 6 app. The code is DUMBZONE. And this is not the final copy point, but
Okay.
the final copy point that I will read says, "The crown is yours."
Is it?
I mean, it says it right there.
Okay. Good to know.
This is the final copy point.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org in Connecticut. Must be 18 and over. Age and eligibility restrictions vary by jurisdiction. Pick 6 not available everywhere, including New York and Ontario. Void where prohibited. See terms at pick6.draftkings.com/promos. One per new customer. Reward issued as $50 in non-withdrawable Pick 6
Wow.
credits that expire in 6 months. NFL Plus premium offer available only to new and former NFL Plus subscribers. Additional NFL Plus premium terms at nfl.com/terms.
I'm exhausted.
Hold on, I wasn't paying attention to me.
No,
Gambling
please
problem?
no.
Call
Oh my gosh.
Okay,
stop.
no, we won't do it again.
We only have to play it once.
There's so many times.
So many times what?
So many times I should have called that number.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You like playing a little?
It was a thing.
Are you in the one league that our fellow
Sandler?
Ranger friend? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And I was in second place last week.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Hey, got your money back.
Okay,
then.
listen. No, I know I was, and then
Oh,
dropped
like
out.
after Saturday.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I did all Saturday games.
Okay.
So I thought I was going to win.
I do
some
all
money.
Sunday to make it last longer.
Yeah. You always want to make it last longer.
Hell yeah.
But my daughter is
Well,
also
yeah.
doing it.
Oh,
and
okay. You're teaching your daughter.
Yes, that's what good parents do, right?
Yeah.
Teach them what we know. And so she's doing it. And the first week she picked all favorites and did something jacked up with her rank system, and she finished like 58th, and I finished like 212th. And I actually put thought into it. And then week 2, I was like, this is so dumb. Why am I thinking about this? Just start.
I'm so
clicking on
upset that
stuff.
I did it. It's just a beating every Friday night, having to put them in there and pull the rankings.
Imagine that, and then imagine
tired of
Jared
this.
texting you every Rangers game day asking you for your home run pick in order of draft order based on some point system that he established and emailed to us at the beginning of the season. None of us understand. We're just doing it.
And
to
you
make
don't even win anything.
No, it's just to keep Jared happy because we love him. It's hard not to love Jared.
I know it's a problem,
but
being friends with him is a problem.
There's a lot of things involved
Yeah.
when you're friends with Jared. I adore him, but
Like bailing him out of jail.
yes,
Yeah.
I heard about this. Yeah, it's a thing, but it's worth it. It's worth it. But only 7 more home run picks for me. Winding down.
This is the part where you start.
You got news?
News. Oh, sorry.
I know. Just want to give everybody ample time.
It's very kind.
All right. So the days of Michael Scott serving as the branch manager at the Scranton branch of Dunder Mifflin Paper Company are long gone. But it has not kept the Office franchise from expanding with spin-offs. The most recent one is going to debut on Prime Video on October 18th. And we will find The Office moving to Australia. I think that we are all big lovers of The Office, British version, U.S. version. Dan, I know.
Sure.
Yeah, huge fan.
Yeah.
Blake, you love The Office, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Is it going to be somebody from the American version? Over
I
there?
don't recognize any of the
it's-
actors in this trailer.
Well, then.
One difference is The Office is going to be headed by a female.
As it should be.
Michael
So it's-
Scott had a wiener.
So this is fiction.
This person
Dan, you
will
suck.
not have a wiener. And we have the trailer. And
Hey,
I
women
believe-
can do anything.
I'm not even going.
What?
I'm not.
I got 2 daughters. I like to teach them.
I
You
know.
could almost do anything.
You
Yeah.
All right.
They could be referees in the NBA.
Yes, they can.
For the regular season games. They
Yes.
never really
So if you will cast your gaze on our video monitor, we will play for you the 2-minute Australian Office trailer, and we'll talk about it on the other side.
I didn't realize that was
Big announcement. Can I have a drum roll, please? The drum roll, Lloyd.
That's our drum roll.
People ask me, how can I become a great boss? And the answer is having a happy staff that love you.
This is a proper HR nightmare.
As of today, we are all back in the office full time. What?
That's not good news.
I'm promoting you to productivity manager.
Yes, sir. Do I want to support the vision of my branch manager? At all costs.
Why am I
Is this
watching
the dark
this?
web?
What are we doing
No,
here?
it's not the dark
We're going to talk
web.
about it.
You said Lizzie?
Okay.
The perks of coming to work? Riling up Lizzie, flirting, watching Nick rile up Lizzie.
What's his name?
My crow's name is Russell.
Hello, Rusty. How are you, mate?
Nick, no.
Do we need to keep
We lost
watching it?
one of our own last week.
Brian died.
Like, this
We
is
were
way
so
longer
close.
than that disclaimer.
He's always in my heart.
Oh, is he the tall, sad one?
Yeah.
No,
I mean,
he was the
we
short and
can't talk
smiley
now,
one.
or-
Yeah,
You can
that's
say
what I
whatever
meant.
you want.
nationality is he?
What sexual identity is he?
It just feels
Doesn't
like.
feel relevant, does it?
Are you telling me there's going to be something good at the end? That
No, I'm not. Look,
All right, well, let's fade this out then. We don't need to
Those
watch
people
it.
I did not.
family to
I did
me,
not build
and I
this
won't
up to
let
be
you
anything
throw
great.
them out on
Okay.
this.
I'm reporting the news, and I want initial reaction on.
Yeah, I think we have enough for initial reaction.
Yeah, what do you
but-
think?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah,
Why
I won't watch 1 second of that.
Why does this exist? How about come up with a new idea?
Not only do they have girl Michael Scott, they have girl Dwight.
Okay.
And I couldn't tell by the
I thought
other-
we did this with Ghostbusters and Star Wars, right? We got the girls doing it. Okay, good. We're good.
I don't think the girl is the focus. I think the fact they're just trying to capitalize on something that was successful and redo it.
Right. I mean, we already did it with the American Office.
Right.
So
Well, the Americans did it with the British Office.
that's what I'm
but
saying.
that
We already
worked.
stole one.
Right.
We don't now steal it again.
Yeah.
And
No, I agree.
don't
I'm
know.
out.
But
And unless they actually have Dwight, then I might tune in.
The American Office worked because it was so different from the British Office as far as tone and vibe.
Yeah.
And the characters were unique.
This is trying to imitate the exact.
Looks like bad acting and maybe worse writing.
Right, like a spoof of the American Office.
That's not funny.
Yeah. I didn't ever watch the British Office. Should I go back and watch?
I think it's great. And here's the big selling point. It's like 6 episodes.
Yeah.
Like the whole
So
series.
you can get through it.
Yeah. Don't
the
you
whole
hate
series is 6 episodes?
Yeah, when somebody tells you, hey, you should watch The
It's
Sopranos.
3 seasons. You're like, I'm out.
The Sopranos is
Yeah.
100 episodes.
It's exhausting. No.
91. Yeah,
yeah, do it.
Do
it and come back and review it for us.
So the British Office I saw before they ever developed the American Office, and I loved the American Office. Went back to rewatch the British Office, and I didn't think it was as near as funny as I thought it was when I initially saw it.
Okay.
Because I think I was spoiled by the way they did the American Office. It was it was better paced for a sitcom. Man, the British Office, it's so awkwardly uncomfortable and slow paced. Kind of like Dan.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a great analogy,
Yes.
actually.
Dan, yeah.
It's fantastic.
And that's why we love him.
Yes.
You know?
Oh, adore him.
This
love
just,
oozing.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I think I owe it to my office brain to at least watch a couple of these because they're probably going to be, 20 minutes long?
Okay, you do that and
I'm
report
going
back.
to because I don't want to judge it by this trailer. It's hard not to because it looks really crappy, but I think I'll give it a shot.
You know Saad Youssef?
I do.
He's seen how many times? He's seen
30
the entire
something?
No.
Like the entire series
Why?
30 times.
He doesn't have kids, does he?
He doesn't have kids.
Or a wife.
There's
no way
I think he now has a wife.
There's no way.
Didn't he score himself a wife?
I think that's public. Yeah.
Okay. I want to know how many times he's watched the full season since he got married. That would be the question.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. He does travel a lot.
Yeah.
I had an interesting question posed to me yesterday. So there was an adult choir yesterday that sang the national anthem.
They can sing whatever the hell they want.
Okay. And so I had an unnamed Ranger player come up to me and say, hey, so let me operate under the assumption that your husband's not in a choir. And I said, this is a correct assumption. He said, what would you do if your husband was in a choir? I was like, hey, honey, I'll be back. I'm going to choir practice. He was like, my wife would punch me in the face. And I was like, well, I don't know if I'd go that far, but yeah, there'd be a lot of questions. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I wouldn't. It seems like a very niche space to just, and like, it's like not like being in a men's adult softball league or a kickball league or something.
But why is it different?
Because we're terribly stereotypical and judgmental.
Oh, okay. Because it's like gay or something?
No, sexist.
But to be in a choir.
But it's a church. If it's a church choir, okay. But
But I mean, if that's your only talent, like you couldn't mash like Blake can on the softball field.
Right.
He can hit a home run at will. He's awesome at softball.
Common.
He's
Okay.
unbelievable.
People can do that.
Yeah, but
it?
I can't do it.
Yeah.
How big is the field?
300 feet.
Okay.
It's regulation softball, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. 300 feet. That's doable. Not for everyone.
It's not like that thing across the pond from the old ballpark.
It's not. It's not. No,
The mini
Dr. Pepper
ballpark?
ballpark.
Yeah.
I don't even know if that's what it's called anymore.
What were we talking about?
Me
How
being
you think
sexist.
choir's gay?
Oh, no, I didn't say that. She's saying that's the stereotype.
It is.
But if that's your actual talent, like if I could sing, which I cannot.
God, I wish I could sing.
It's kind of like if I had a six-pack, I'd probably be going shirt off right now. Like, don't you know that guy? We all know that guy who's like really in good shape. He's hot, and like if somebody says, "Hey, let's play basketball," he's like, "All right, skins." Like right away. He always takes his shirt off, and I would too if I was him.
100%.
But
why did I say it again?
That's all right. If I could sing, maybe I'd be like, well, I can't. Where am I going to show this off?
Right.
The William Pace Show.
Huh?
The William Pace Show.
That's true. Could do that. Inside joke there, Emily.
Okay. Yeah. Not familiar.
Well, I mean, most people in here got it.
Right.
Not familiar.
It's an
with
inside joke for
Bill Pace.
this bubble that
Okay.
we're in here.
Well,
You want some more crap?
I'm not running. Do they do this on Fox 4? Do they kind of just like ask Ducey, like, hey, you want us to do more news, bro? Or like, do they actually just have their own news? What are we doing here?
I have news, but I'm enjoying your conversation.
Everyone's moving you along today.
I know.
I was just waiting for the appropriate amount of silence to feel like the conversation was at its end or near its
Well,
end.
from what I understand recently,
we did talk about this.
From what I recently understand, it's uncomfortable, awkward silence anytime I don't say anything.
Oh, somebody's got their feelers hurt.
Hey, I don't care. I don't care at all.
I mean, if it's just from what I'm hearing, that awkward silence is just awkward for everyone.
All right, it's been a big week for Puff Daddy. 54 years old. He is in jail, detained by federal agents. There's 3 big charges on him: sex trafficking by force, racketeering conspiracy, and transportation to engage in prostitution. Now, a woman that was involved in an incident involving him.
You can't even drive to get a hooker? That's illegal?
I think when you bring them across state lines.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's like human trafficking.
I thought you could get arrested for just driving to go get one.
No.
You got to walk if you want to get a hooker.
Yeah.
You have to take your scooter. So a woman that claimed even back then and actually got a settlement from P. Diddy for an incident that happened in 1999. She said that in December of 99 that she was at a Manhattan nightclub with a friend, and Diddy, and when he was dating Jennifer Lopez at the time, and they both arrived together at this party. During a party, Puff Daddy got into a verbal argument with an alleged drug dealer. It led to gunshots being fired. She ended up taking a bullet right in the middle of her forehead.
Holy smokes.
Shot her in the face, and she lived.
That's illegal now?
Incredible.
Mm-hmm.
We're so woke now, Dan. We can't just shoot people in the face. She goes, I watched him pull the trigger. I saw him with my own eyes. I know it was him. It hit her in the middle of her eyes. It was a 9mm hollow point bullet. And she ended up.
And she lived.
She did. She lived. Yes. And there were Puff Daddy, some accomplices that were with him, and J-Lo all fled the scene. But they got pulled over a little bit later by cops. There was a short chase. They found a stolen loaded 9mm semi-automatic, and 3 of the men were hit with weapons possession charges. J-Lo was arrested as well. I don't remember any of this, but she was held in a cell for more than 12 hours. She was never charged. They ended up, there was a criminal trial. One of his cronies went down, took the rap, and he ended up spending, I believe, about 10 years in jail. The problem is when this woman got hit in the face with the bullet, the fragments that were removed from her face were unable to prove any ballistics match with the pistol that was found in the car with Puff Daddy that night. So there was an acquittal on him. Another guy ended up going to jail for, maybe it was the gun charge, but she sued him and won almost $2 million in a civil rights suit with Puff Daddy. So anyway, she's very happy and excited that he is in jail right now. And some other fun Puff Daddy news. You might be interested to know what. So he's in federal prison or federal custody in this Brooklyn jail, MDC Brooklyn, since he was arraigned on Tuesday. He's denied bail because of his high-profile status and the nature of his charges, but you might be interested in what he was offered for food his first night in jail. His first night in jail, Dan, he was served Swedish meatballs for dinner. Now, he could have opted for the black bean burger if he wanted to make a healthier choice, but this is just random. I'm surprised that the food is not only this good sounding, but such a variety. Sides were a possibility of egg noodles, green beans, or a garden salad with a 16-ounce beverage.
How do people find this out? Is there the school lunch menu, or
this is the New York Post, so and he's in jail in Brooklyn, so I'm sure they've got their moles inside, but I don't know. I thought that was kind of interesting. 50 Cent actually weighed in on this arrest. By the way, they found when they raided his home, He had a shelf dedicated to lube. It was like 1,000 bottles.
Yeah, wasn't
of
there like
sex
baby
oils.
oil involved?
Yeah, lots of oil and lubes. Over 1,000 bottles of lube. Dan, does that rival your collection?
Well, I just feel like that's at least he's showing some care for.
Yeah.
Right.
Uh-huh.
I don't want it to hurt.
Right.
Yeah.
See, Dan always finds the bright side in
Yeah.
these cases.
Or hurt that bad.
Yeah.
It's not. Baby oil's not advisable.
No.
Apparently, I've heard.
For lubing.
Yes.
Dan never shows true empathy for the victims. He tries to show the bright side that maybe their experience could have been worse thanks to lube.
Right. That's what I'm. No matter what I go through, I'd like to think of those less fortunate than me.
Yeah, but
That
this
makes
is-
me feel better about my own lot in life.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is well known about you.
It's a peculiar strategy. 50 Cent went to Instagram. He had recently made an appearance on Drew Barrymore's talk show. She's
Yeah.
got a talk show?
She does.
Is it good?
I don't know. I don't watch television.
What do you think?
Except for sports.
What do you think?
Of course it's not good.
Dan?
No, I'll bet it's Emmy winning.
Wait,
See?
I bet it's hard hitting.
Bright side Dan.
Is it on Fox?
I don't think she's on Fox.
Okay, then it sucks.
Because I don't see that in
Are
the
you
hallways
sure?
when we're walking around there. No, I'm not sure.
Okay.
We don't have to love everything that's on Fox, do we?
It won't
I'm a big
hurt.
fan of Fox.
There we go.
Okay, I guess we do.
You know what I do like on Fox is The Floor.
I
with
love
Rob Lowe.
I love everything. There's a show with Rob Lowe.
Yeah, he's a game show host on a show called The Floor. I watched every episode last season.
I like everything on Channel 27.
Name one program other than your own.
Have you?
GMFB. It
Other
comes
than
on
that
right
one.
before
Family-
right before DZTV. Do you know
Family-
we have a TV show?
I heard that.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
How about that?
Don't start listing off Green Acres and Bonanza.
Do you
and-
wear that on the
Well,
TV show?
Tune in tonight.
Is this the first one?
Yeah, we wear this. This is my business jeans and my black.
I will
my
say the
plain black
jeans
shirt.
are good.
Thanks.
Your shoe game is just.
Oh, you hate my shoes.
What is he
I've
doing?
What are you wearing?
tried. They're black.
Just my regular
Asics.
Oh, they
old
look
man shoes.
orthopedic old man nursing home shoes.
so many.
Should I wear my Lucas?
Yes.
Damn, I got Lucas.
100%. Oh, stop saying it. Yes, you should definitely wear your Lucas. Don't wear those. Do you wear those with shorts
What do you think?
and black
This is all I
socks?
ever wear
yes,
every day.
yes, you nailed it.
Should I not wear these anymore?
No,
See, Emily can change my look.
get some decent.
Oh yeah.
Years
Yeah.
ago,
Yes,
she gave me
she
a
gave you a
makeover.
I did. I gave Dan a makeover.
What
Because
did you
it was,
change from what to what?
I just tried to get him in some good jeans. You know,
We went out shopping together.
We
and
did.
Did a bit.
we
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
And not just
You wouldn't-
Hanes t-shirts.
So you can tell I haven't been with you in a while.
No, I can tell. But I mean, like
I have like 8 of these T-shirts.
Yeah,
the
but-
exact same one.
Right, not surprising.
What does that mean? This is jealousy from a lady who can't dress the same every day.
You know what? There's
You know?
something to that.
Yeah.
Now, if you were in yoga pants and a hoodie, now we'd be talking. But they're like you have no idea, just like what a decent pair of like cool kicks would do for your whole look. Like
The
you're
problem
looking
is
good,
I don't
you're
know the
looking
word.
fit.
I don't know what that means. Like, so walk into a store and say, "Hey, I would like cool kicks."
Yeah, just yes.
Make sure
Say
you
that.
record it.
Yes, and record
please.
it. Yeah, just like I need some more updated.
Give me some direction. Yeah,
I'll send you some links.
Okay.
What size are you?
We need a sponsor.
Walk into the Foot Locker.
12/13.
Walk into the
Okay.
Foot Locker at Town East Mall in Mesquite and announce everybody that you need some new drip.
Yeah. So honestly, the old guy that I know that
Let's
has
just see what happens.
the best, Tom Grieve. Tom Grieve would wear a good pair of jeans. He always had cool shoes, and then he would wear a polo or whatever. But he always looked so sharp and so put together it starts with the jeans, fellas.
Will that
starts
help
with
my
the jeans.
Riz?
It will totally up your Riz.
I want my Riz game to
They'll
go
be
better.
thinking you're Sigma
And demure.
so demure.
What about my Ligma?
You'll be a brat.
It could be Brat Fall for
It'll be
you,
a
Dan.
brat autumn.
Yeah. Brat Autumn.
It'll be a brat autumn for you.
I don't know what Sigma is, but on
I don't either. My kid does.
When I was on the Steve Noviello show, they used the term Sigma, and it's the one thing I held back because it was not a crowd for me.
No.
Steve Noviello and the others that were on the panel.
Can you imagine
But-
people that have never been around Dan, like just walking into that?
Right.
But in my
Ring
head,
of
they
fire.
said Sigma, and I wanted to throw out Ligma.
Why?
Do you know Ligma?
Ligma?
Yeah.
No, not for
I
me.
should.
Ligma balls.
Why didn't you do it?
You would have gotten no support.
That's the thing. See, I need this room in there
Yeah.
while I'm on the Steve Noviello show. That will give me power to.
Can't believe I just got ligma'd.
I
by
know.
Dan
we
McDowell.
both did. We both did. Okay, so can I tell you a funny one that I wanted to do just last night, and I didn't do it because I chickened out. So I was doing a report, and Adolis Garcia was up, and I was talking, and I heard the ball because I'm looking at the monitor to see what's in the screen. So I hear the bat, and I'm like, and I just said, and I thought to myself, I'm gonna make this home run call. But then I split second thought, it's not a no doubter. I can't do that. I'll get completely crushed, just by screwing that up. So I just said, oh,
like
dear.
you want to jump in?
No, I was already talking. So
Oh,
I
okay,
needed to
so
get
you
it.
saw it.
I
All right.
needed to lay out and get it back up to Dave so the professional could do what he's supposed to do.
Right.
And I just thought about taking it myself. Like, this is my moment. I'm gonna make this home run call.
Yeah,
and,
I'll get viral.
And I already had what I was gonna do. I was gonna just pretend like I was Dave, and I was like, that ball is struck and it is gone, just like Dave does. And I was like, this is gonna be amazing.
This all went through your head in the
that,
split second.
Seriously.
That
And I was
bat
like,
is-
I'm gonna do it. And then because I go, oh dear. And then I chickened out because it wasn't a no doubter. And I thought, if I do this whole bit,
and then it hits the wall or
Yes.
caught on the morning track.
I do this whole
Okay.
bit that I think is funny. Our crew will love it. I think our fan base would love it. Outside of our fan base, I'm going to get completely demolished. I will be on awful announcing. People will crush me and want me to lose my job. But I was so excited about that opportunity just to have that moment, like with Dave, to where I tried to pretend like I was him. And I didn't do it.
I bet you
chickened
thought
out.
about that all night.
I chickened out. Oh, I told him this. I told him today. I told Dave this morning. He's like, oh my God.
Like it's the first thing you thought of.
Missed opportunity. Missed opportunity.
You failed.
It did go out. It did end up going out.
Yeah. Did you double up on early bird to get through your night?
I did. I took 3 early birds last night to rock myself to sleep.
Feels like you're going to end the news without saying
Sorry.
that's the end of the news, right? Doesn't it feel like he's just wanting
It
me
feels
to
like
do
he
this?
doesn't have much more.
I feel like
Got
I'm
like 17 more stories, but
I
you want to in the news. That's
I
fine,
feel like it's
Dan.
my fault. I feel like I'm a big detractor in this whole thing.
No, you're making this thing work.
Screwing up the operation.
I
I do
must
have to go soon, so we need to. Any pressing questions you have for me about the Rangers' rotation in 2025 or the off-season acquisitions we're targeting? Let me know.
Do you have to go like now, or
Not
do
right
you
now.
want to?
I've got a few more minutes.
Do you want to hear me tell you all about Prosper Ford, which is open now,
Just lure me in.
which has 80,000 square feet of new and used sales facilities. It's a gorgeous showroom, state-of-the-art service department. Every aspect of that dealership was built Ford proud by a friend of mine, Chaz Gilmore. I've been dealing with Chaz for over a decade now over at Grapevine Ford, and he finally got to open his own dealership. It is in Prosper. It is called Prosper Ford. You can go to prosperford.com, kind of check out the whole inventory, and then you'll have an idea of what you want. They got that EV. They've, of course, got the Bronco, driven proudly by myself and Video Man. We don't drive the same vehicle. We both have our own Broncos. And anyway, it's great. I have bought 4 now because we got a vehicle for my youngest daughter this summer. So now 4 vehicles I've bought from Chaz over the years, and they're fantastic. Great service. It's Prosper Ford. Go to 380 and the tollway, or go to prosperford.com.
The Dumb Zone presents Today in History.
And tell them that Dan sent you or something. I don't know. It'd probably help us if you did. But, you do your
Will it
thing,
help
man.
them?
Do your thing.
Will they get a better or worse deal if they?
You'll
they
get
say
a better
that
deal.
You recommended.
You get a way better deal.
Okay.
As we stated previously, today is Thursday, September 19th. On this day in 1955, superfan Bill Sherwood, he was a Braves superfan. He was perched on the top of a flagpole since June 23rd, and he descended after he vowed to stay up there until the Braves won 7 in a row. They won 6 in a row 3 times, but they never got to 7. And then they only had like 5 games left in the season, so he went down. Do you remember this story last year?
I don't.
Mm-hmm.
Me and Blake, I was talking to Blake about it last year on this show, but we just did kind of a reports on sitting on a flagpole. And in the early 1900s, this was a big deal.
How do you sit on a flagpole?
I guess you build a little porch thing, flat wood.
So you sit on a stand attached to a
like
flagpole.
they put it up, but you're on the top of a flagpole and you're just staying up there.
It's like a crow's nest
for weeks. But it used to be like a major thing, like in the United States.
Well,
boxing,
wasn't there,
baseball,
like-
and flagpole sitting.
Wasn't there like a contests that like if you could, like, I don't know, I feel like, or maybe I'm thinking of hold your hand on a car and don't take it off.
Oh yeah, there probably were.
That was
I
a
bet you
thing.
there were. Yeah.
Or like ploys to like get people to donate. Like, I'm not getting off this pole till I raise $10,000 for not that pole, but a flagpole.
You want to do that?
Sit on a flagpole?
Yeah. Would you do it for
the dumb zone?
To get us 10,000 subs. And after 10,000 subs, we have to do shrooms on the air.
Oh.
That's our goal.
Really? I've
Yeah.
never done shrooms. Actually, I think I nibbled on one time and was like, oh, I was like 19.
What, out at Tech?
Yeah, out at Tech. Was out at Tech.
That's part of the prerequisite for going to Tech, right?
Yeah.
No, that's Boone's Farm.
Is that still a thing?
Wine.
She ain't lying.
I don't know.
She ain't
Strawberry
lying.
Hill, Purple Passion. Oh my God. OE. That's when you know you're a real one.
Yeah.
You got an Old English 40.
Where'd you go to high school?
Plainview.
Okay.
Nothing like a little malt liquor get you going.
You'd love mushrooms.
Would I?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you'd have a blast.
Okay.
Yeah, from what I know, as
Okay.
long as I've known you,
Yeah.
I think that might be the one that really clicks with you.
If we get 10,000 subs, will you do mushrooms on a Ranger broadcast?
No.
Oh.
I'll do them on the show with you. I'm not going to do them on a
Can you
Rangers
imagine the
broadcast.
home run calls she'd be making
Oh my
then?
gosh.
And that's how we
ground
negotiate.
out to first. Boing, 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 boing.
So on this day in 1973, Graham Parsons, you ever heard of him?
Yeah, 100%.
With the Byrds.
What year?
1973. He dies under mysterious conditions.
Is the Birds a band?
Yes, the
Okay.
Byrds. Yeah, he was with the Byrds for
Danny is a
one
big
album.
music guy.
I know. That's
He
why I
died
asked
in
him.
a motel room in Joshua Tree, and he basically, his body failed as a result of barbiturates, alcohol, you name it. He was a mess. He was a massive mess.
Where is Joshua Tree?
California, southern
Isn't that also
eastern
the title of
California.
an album?
It's a desert. Yeah, it's a U2 record. Yeah.
Look at me. So
Well, what else does it
musically
say about
inclined.
Graham?
Okay, so
There's
the,
a whole
the
thing.
death was mysterious, but then the aftermath is crazy.
Yeah, as a manager.
So earlier,
you have it in front of you.
before the death, he told his manager that he wished to be cremated and have his ashes scattered in that park, Joshua Tree National Park. So he dies, drug overdose. So his manager gets a friend, and they go to the hospital, I guess.
The morgue.
No, they go to the hospital impersonating mortuary workers.
Right.
And so it says here Western Airlines. Maybe they flew. I don't know what the deal is. Anyway, they release the body to them. So they take it to Joshua Tree and set it on fire.
Oh,
Yeah.
dear.
His manager.
Yeah, they were real messed up. They were drinking.
This would be like me telling you, hey, bro, if I die, I want to be cremated.
I got you.
And then
I
so
got
you
you.
go impersonate you get a hearse, you go and get my body, and then just light it on fire. Like, oh, that's how he wants. Yeah.
So
they got in trouble.
They took him to the desert. They poured gas on him and set him on fire. Well, the fire went out. He was only partially burned, so it's not like there was just his ashes there. And they got in trouble. There was a really bad B movie starring Johnny Knoxville called Grand Theft Parsons that came out a number of years ago.
Oh, really?
It's
I'd never heard of
about
this till this morning.
Yeah.
On this day in 1988, Olympic diver Greg Louganis suffered a concussion after striking his head on the diving board.
Guess his nickname, Emily, that Dan has.
I don't have a nickname for him.
Please.
I remember this. I heard it as a kid.
Go ahead,
Something
Dan.
about anus.
Was it Greg?
Something about anus.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of obvious.
Kind of a layup.
Yeah.
Low-hanging fruit.
One, definitely.
Yes. You stopped, though.
Ah, it's so annoying. Oh, I know what it was.
What?
His bottom wasn't tight. It was loose.
His bottom. He's such a mom.
That's right. Greg, not
Well,
tight bottom.
Not
That's
tight
his,
bottom.
That's his nickname.
Not tight bottom. That's so good.
On this day in 2015, Baker Mayfield set an Oklahoma record with 572 total yards, 4 touchdown passes, and he ran for 2 more touchdowns in the Sooners' 52-38 victory over Tulsa.
What a rehabilitated image for that guy.
Dude,
Man.
I love me some Baker.
I mean, he's getting it in the Cheddar's parking lot or whatever, and then now he's like the poster child for, look at me, I'm a handsome young NFL quarterback daddy. I mean,
It would have been better if it was at a Cheddar's.
what was it?
Cheesecake Factory.
It's about the same.
We've been there.
We
were there like a couple weeks ago.
I saw hand motions and everything.
Hand motion.
Yeah, I saw some hand motions. I thought, maybe. Maybe
that was
not.
Jake.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I thought there might have been some hand motions.
Other birthdays today, we have Stephon Gilmore is 34, former Cowboy. Marshall Henderson is 34.
Social experiment.
What was that bit? What's his chem spin?
He tweeted a slur, and instead of apologizing, he said, I was just doing a social experiment.
It's actually better than saying your account got hacked. Did you read my birthday on August 1st when it was my birthday?
I don't know. Did anybody send in Emily's birthday?
Probably not.
Oh, you're saying she's not famous enough to...
Definitely not famous enough.
I think I might have, though. Because I do have your you on my old list.
Oh, look
Let's
at that.
see. It's an old list.
It's okay. It was just kind of.
All right. Well, yeah, I'm not going to search it. Yeah, I'll just say no.
Let's just say no. Okay. Move on.
Former Maverick Trey Young is 26. He was a Maverick for like a minute.
Yeah.
Drafted by the Mavs. Jim Abbott is 57. What's his claim to fame?
One-armed pitcher. No?
One hand.
Okay.
2 arms.
Okay. That's a good point. It could be done, maybe, but probably not.
I mean, he had that. He
Yeah.
had the glove hanging on his nub.
Right.
Yeah. If he had one arm, where would he do it?
It would be up here.
Yeah.
It would be hard to.
Yeah.
Like a flipper.
Yeah. Yeah.
Threw a no-hitter.
Yeah. I've heard.
Would you be embarrassed to be that team?
Why?
No. No, I wouldn't.
Why?
Yeah. His pitching arm was apparently quite effective. And you probably had to be really, probably had to be better than most pitchers because you definitely didn't want to field anything. So get really good at getting guys out.
Finished his
Strike
career
him
with
out.
17 home runs.
Shut up.
That is unbelievable.
Would that be impressive?
Yeah, okay, yeah.
And if
yeah.
you're the pitcher that gave up a home run to Jim Abbott,
That's
you'd be
right.
like, oh, man.
Yeah. Let Stevie Wonder take the wheel for a while. Yes, that would be impressive.
Actor Scott Columby is 72. He is D'Annunzio from Caddyshack. You ever see it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Good show.
Medium?
Yeah.
You liked it?
Yeah, I watched it a long time ago. I mean, I like the Baby Ruth in the pool scene. That's about it.
Sherry O'Terry is 62.
Spare.
Sperry O'Terry?
Yes.
Ooh, sick burn.
She did nothing that I thought was funny.
Sick burn.
Eric Rudolph is 57, the Olympic Park bomber. Katrina Bowden is 36. She's the hot on 30 Rock. Jimmy Fallon is 50. He's the not funny guy hosting a late night talk show. And for this man over here, Blake Jones. Little quiz for Blake. Victor Williams is 54. He's an actor.
Oh, man. Where would Doug Heffernan be without his good friend Deacon?
Deacon Palmer on King of Queens. Do you know that he's stoked on King of Queens?
I've never seen one episode. Is it good? I guess you like it, huh?
Is that the one with Layla Rahimi?
Close enough, yeah.
Okay.
Leah Remini.
Leah Rahini?
Tell her your Leah Remini story. It's great.
I'm thinking of Layla.
Okay.
Oh, didn't she like tweet you back or reply to something?
She
I
slide in your
wish.
DMs?
No,
I
she did
wish.
something.
So back in the year 2011, I was a 20-year-old kid. I was an idiot. And I saw that she was up on Twitter late one night just responding to people tweeting. And so I thought, this is my opportunity.
It's my chance.
And I love her. She's Carrie in King of Queens, my favorite TV show. She's the hottest woman ever, who's married to Kevin James in the show. And so I tweeted at her, hey, let me know if you ever get a divorce. Hashtag celebrity crush.
Okay.
Just let her know.
Yeah, put it out there.
I'm interested.
Shoot your shot.
About 2 weeks ago,
Whoa.
she announces she's getting a divorce.
Wait, you got to back up.
Oh, she responded.
She
so sorry.
responded to
Wait,
that.
in 2011 she responded.
Yes.
She responded to 20-year-old Blake.
What
Yeah.
did she say?
Will do.
Oh, okay.
And
So he saved it.
So I saved that email. It's the oldest email I have in my inbox. And
Stop
so I just screenshotted that exchange and let her know. I would love to buy her a cup of coffee one day.
Stop it.
2 weeks ago when they announced, she
Did
was
she
getting
respond?
divorced.
No.
Ugh.
Not yet.
Hey, there's still time. There's
Not
still time.
yet.
There's still time. So she's your hall pass.
Oh, yeah.
She is.
The thing is, I think that's a written contract.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, she wrote,
This is
will do.
Will do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She didn't say,
But-
there wasn't a you at the end. It was just will do.
But if she can break out of the Church of Scientology, I think she can break this agreement too.
Agreed. That's tough.
I
But
think
I'm
it's-
holding out hope.
I think it's because of the way that all those sitcoms were set up, where you have the super attractive wife and then the Homer Simpson dad. It gave false hope to a lot of softball players that they had a chance.
Yeah.
And I think that's why young Blake saw that show and said,
Yeah.
hey, I mean, I'll throw it out there.
Maybe I can drive a truck and get a hot wife.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing that didn't make sense. You've seen guys that look like him have hot wives. They just
Who are rich.
Right.
Yeah.
Born on this day, now dead, James Lipton, Adam West, the
Yeah.
original.
Batman.
He was on King of Queens too.
And I'll give you Joe Morgan because Emily's here.
Aw.
Because she loves baseball.
I do. Big baseball girl.
Dead on this day, still dead. I'll give you James Garfield. What's his bit?
President.
That's right. Way to go, guys. Chester Carlson invented photocopying. And Orville Redenbacher died on this day. Is he still a thing people know about? Is that still a thing?
Popcorn?
Orville Redenbacher? Is popcorn still a thing?
Yes.
Okay.
Is popcorn as popular as it was back in the day for at-home consumption?
My kids eat it.
I'm eating it all the time, yeah.
Do you really? Okay.
And we have Skinny Pop that comes in the bag already
Yeah.
popped and it's in a container, but they want the popcorn.
Okay.
In certain situations, not all the time.
I'm sure it's still big at movie.
You ever do the Jiffy
movie
Pop?
theaters.
No.
Oh, with the aluminum thing that would puff
Yeah, they'll
up?
sell that like at Target at the $1 thing when you walk in. So we've bought a couple of those.
Yeah.
It sucks, but it's just
it's fun.
Half
Yeah,
of
it's
them are
kinda fun.
uncooked,
Yep.
and the
Yeah.
ones that are cooked are burnt to a crisp.
Yep.
Did you cook popcorn for real? Like before there was microwave popcorn, when you were a kid, like putting the butter in the pot and putting the popcorn in the lid.
We had
and-
one of those.
Did you do it
Yeah,
like
we didn't
that?
do the pot, but we had a popcorn maker that like it had a dome on it. It was like orange and a
Yeah,
black
I'm talking
bottom.
about stovetop,
Yeah.
like doing it for real, old
Yeah.
school. Yeah, we did that when I was little.
Okay, I've got like 3 minutes.
okay. In college, I had the
Totally
white,
ignored me.
the air popper.
Oh, he
you ever
hears
have
you.
one of those?
No,
They don't do that anymore. I don't think.
no. I have 3 minutes, Dan.
Oh, okay. Well,
So this is
And
your
she
last.
can leave whenever she wants, right?
Well, yeah.
3 minutes is all the time I need.
3.
For
Fight
what?
What are you going to do with the other 2?
Fight it. Fight it.
Blake.
Well, we're wrapping things up here anyway.
I had $1 for every time I heard that.
Yeah.
What? Any questions? Rapid fire.
Oh, I don't know. What do you think we had? I thought we've just talked for.
Yeah,
I
we
thought
did.
We've had a great time.
I didn't know if you want to know about the Rangers rotation in 2025 or off-season evaluation.
I want to know what player you would cut today because of their lack of production.
Oh, Jesus.
I want to know what Ranger coach and the coaching staff you think is the lowest ranked, and you said we could fire him.
We could fire him at any point in time.
That's right.
I got to go. I'm out of time.
I want to know which TV broadcaster
Just got a text.
is the most handsy
Yes.
with Emily Jones.
Handsy.
Don't talk about Dave like that.
I feel like Dave Raymond has something to
No
hide.
one is handsy.
Dave Raymond has a lot to
Gross.
hide, and I'm
Handsy.
going to get to the bottom of it.
Dave Raymond?
Yeah.
No, he doesn't.
I don't know,
I
man.
adore him. Dave is good people. He's really, really good at his job. He really is. I love
Okay.
Dave. And he's not handsy.
Are you sure?
Not yet.
Positive.
I've been
yet.
around him, and I've
Gross.
always felt uncomfortable.
Well, maybe he's got a thing for you.
Yeah.
Who is the most handsy? Bless.
All right. Well, since you only have one more, we're going to say goodbye to Emily Jones because I got one more thing to do.
Okay.
Bye, Emily.
Thanks, you guys.
Love
this
you.
was fun.
The
Love
great
you.
Emily Jones. Go to the North Park Mall tonight, right?
Yeah.
Kendra Scott. Go see Emily Jones. And Julie will be there, too. Okay.
There she goes. The great Emily Jones. One more time, everyone.
Yeah.
Ha-ha.
And she promised her and Julie would kiss if you come out to.
Promise.
So he thought of that as soon as she walked in. He's just been sitting on it the whole show.
He'll wait until she leaves because he's too scared to say it in front of her.
No one's ever thought of them kissing. Oh, anyway, did you see Wire Will over there?
Yeah.
One of our old friends.
Did you see
Remember?
Cass over there?
No.
The beaten apartment guy. He's
the
right.
beaten apartment guy.
He's right at home, sitting on the floor.
Oh, okay. Isn't that the guy that isn't allowed to?
He can't order food.
Eat. Yeah, order DoorDash or whatever. That's
Yeah.
a good bit.
Drop Beth is here.
Oh, nice. But Wire Scott, you know Wire Scott, Wire Will's brother. He had something for us. Do you got something, Wire Scott, that you want to give us? Oh, it's Rachel. All right, Wire Scott, what do you got? You want to grab the mic?
You got a microphone there, fella.
Look at that. Oh, look at him just sitting down like he owns the
yeah,
place.
sure.
All right.
Rachel.
Wire Scott is Wire Will's brother. Wire Will, of course, came over early in the way old days, wired up the den so that we could get actual internet to work there quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And then his house burned down because of an electrical fire, and that's what his name is Wire Will. Like,
yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, can't hear Wire. Scott is Wire Will's brother. Just probably always been in his shadow, haven't you?
Being 9 years older, absolutely.
Yeah,
Always
yeah.
been in his shadow.
Oh, so Wire Will is a mistake. That's what we called
I'm the
my
wrong
younger
person
brother.
to ask that question.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what I call all of my kids.
No,
He's
so-
not kidding. You'd get along well with my mom.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What's she doing later?
She's dead.
Dig her up.
She's not dead. I just
Did you find out
we
at
just
2
saw
in the
her.
morning?
Anyway, what is this?
So
Just-
about 2 months ago, one of the
Now
admins-
put that
Do you think
microphone
that's
near-
Microphone
Do you
to
think
her.
that's how you talk into microphones?
Yeah, do you
I've
think you hold it
never-
over here?
I've never done a microphone before.
Okay.
Do this. I just
You seem kind of at ease holding something like that right in front of your face.
Is it the shape or the color of it?
Yeah.
I don't like where this is going.
Blake's working on a stand-up set now.
Yeah,
And I like.
it's
See,
good.
this is the
You
two
got-
of
this
us.
is
We
the
can
guy-
be on
Yeah,
stage.
there we go. We just roast people.
Yeah.
We need 40 more minutes.
Hey, Blake, and I shove it in his face.
Oh,
So
my
about
Tuesday night.
2 months ago, Jasmine was on and asked what was so funny about Chisholm Trail. Listening to that episode, going home, I passed this sign. Had never noticed it before. Drive by it every day. The next day, stopped, took the picture, sent it immediately to my brother, Wire Will. Said, it's going to take younger, braver men than me, but this sign needs to find its way to the den or to the studio. So he gave me a Dan response. Just take a picture of it. So,
That's me?
Yeah, it's
the,
close.
It's
a version of you.
All right. Jeez, I didn't know. Just I'm get
I'm not
ripped
a
all
comedian.
day.
I don't do impressions. I don't know how to work a microphone. This is. So.
We could do a
But-
three-man thing.
You could try.
Okay.
I'm in. Whatever you. So this is the picture anyway of the sign that none of the Dads Club was willing to go and steal for us.
Because somebody has stolen me, or us. They gave us the Chisholm Trail sign, but it was stolen many, many years ago, just for them. And so, yeah, this is the Chisholm Aquatic Center. Now, Wire Scott, why do you think?
Yuck.
Why is the word Chisholm funny? Why, I don't even understand it.
Can't even.
Okay.
I don't know.
But
I will
son
not
keeps
be-
coming up.
I will
and,
not be sending my kid for swim lessons there.
That is the most. Drove by that sign and thought that's the most disgusting thought I've ever had.
So we don't have to. We don't encourage people to steal the sign. But you took a picture of this, and we will
Took a
hang
picture
this.
of the sign, and we at least have the picture of the sign to hang in the.
We will
den or in
hang
the
this on our
studio
studio wall.
Your slat wall.
Our slat wall.
slat.
Yeah.
That's right, our pro slat wall, which is better than the amateur slat wall. Well, thank you, Wire Scott. All right. Well, that's closing remarks. All right. Are you playing the? Are you putting the thing at the end of the pod?
Yeah, I'll throw that at the end.
Okay. So for those who download the pod, you will hear Blake's comedy bit, or Blake's friend's
buddy.
comedy bit,
His bet payoff.
or something.
Yep.
All right. Well.
Adios, mofo.
We gotta go before this becomes a zoo.
Thank you for watching my video. Subscribe and type for my name if you want to watch more of my videos.